It's good to be back.
Yeah, let's do this. Almost live. Here we go, guys. Maybe.
Hello, everyone.
Did it? That's us going
Every
live.
time.
That's
I always
fantastic.
forget to silence my phone beforehand. It's my reminder. Yeah, we could set up a new one. Yeah, just back out. We'll have to grab a new key.
All right, welcome, guys. If you're here with us as we get started, we got players sitting down for some round 4 rounds of Legacy on this Tuesday.
Oh boy.
Kyer and Bryce back with you again. Let's try that again. Discard. There we go. Live.
It's been a minute. It's been 2 weeks. Both of us were unavailable last week. Saddest moment of my life, really.
that was the saddest moment.
Yes. I made that decision. AUG.
Like that?
They've had us do a specific format.
Oh dear.
I know. It's like
It still isn't going to let us go live.
maybe not.
Let's find out.
Well, do you grab a new key from Restream?
Good evening, Jorgensen.
Welcome in. Go to settings here. It's that one.
Yeah, there we go.
Edit
This
settings.
is still fun, right?
I know, right?
We put it here, right?
Yeah. Our idea.
Let's make sure I cover that. Here we go. We're just getting the final touches here while these guys get shuffled up. Save.
Then enter it in. Yeah, I don't think that's our stream key. Am I wrong? Oh no, we're on that.
There we go. Still not letting us go live here. There we go.
Now you hit go live. Okay. We're up on all 3.
There we go. Finally. All right, we got Facebook Live here. All right, so these guys looks like they have started without us. How rude.
I don't know why they did that.
We've got Colin. Looks like he's playing some show and tell, or some sneak and show, or I saw a show and tell. So we're just going to call it show and tell.
Good plan.
There was a blue card, and we've got Jesse with some black sleeves.
So, I was informed. We've had Jesse in the chat a couple times. He actually was one of the people who helped get Legacy up and going in Utah, and he's visiting.
Awesome.
So I think this is his first time playing here. So definitely excited to see
Fix some of this
all his skills.
Yeah, should be interesting. Is Captain QC not here? Ah, man, you gotta get right in on the stream right when we start to see these cool decks. Yeah, there's a load of stuff. So yeah, we've got.
Is this Maverick?
A Dried Arbor. It's a Dried Arbor deck.
So Maverick.
Yeah,
we can never
probably.
find the Maverick decks.
Probably.
It always takes us
what was it? 2 weeks ago, we had like 4 of them in our.
It took us like 5 turns on all of them to figure out. Okay, this is for sure Maverick. We don't really know. When they play Mother of Ruins, then we're like, oh, okay, it's Maverick.
We've decided. There's a foil ponder. That's cool.
That is cool.
Oh, a foil ponder. Lorwyn. Is that a Chalice of the Void in his opening hand? Jesse's opening hand? I'm not sure what's going on.
I'm actually wondering if we have these names backwards.
If Colin's playing the other.
We haven't seen a show and tell deck here in a while.
So yes, so Jesse might be on show and tell, and Colin. You want me to go check?
Wouldn't be the worst idea.
I'll let you figure it out. Okay, here.
All right, Chalice on 1.
Make sure we get this right.
And this is going to get forced. Just a hunch. Hunch that we have the players wrong. Alright, and another butter. Yeah, Chalice does not sound like Maverick. You're right. Did I have him wrong?
Everything's wrong.
Everything's wrong?
Everything's wrong. Okay, so we've got Colin. Colin is right. Colin's on show and tell.
Okay.
No, Jesse's on show and tell.
Ah, see? Called it.
Jesse has show and tell. But his opponent is not Colin. We're getting the we'll just move these over here. Look, they're even different sizes.
I know, I noticed that too.
This makes it more interesting to watch, guys, I promise. Okay. Oh.
Back up. I'll grab that.
Thank you. And we've got Nate over here on some sort of Maverick brew. Because
Okay.
Nate likes to brew. Okay, so, I mean, already we've got
Yeah,
Chalice of the Void and a Revoker.
Definitely,
Main deck.
definitely a little unlike Maverick.
Yeah,
but
yeah. We'll call it Maverick for the moment, but yeah, it could definitely be a loam deck or something completely not Maverick. How about that?
So far, we've seen a lot of loam. That is not a loam thing. Or, sorry,
Thorn
that's
of Amethyst. Yeah, see, he's on
that
like
isn't the Maverick thing.
he's on a multicolored taxes type
Yeah.
build, which is this will be fun.
Yes.
We all get to learn something here today.
We haven't seen show and tell in this shop for so long.
Is this not a? Oh,
Nope, it is.
Okay.
As does the Thorn.
We get to see a deck in the making. I think that's a Chalice Magus of the Chalice in his hand as well.
Interesting. Green, white, death, and taxes. So far, it kind of seems like
we haven't
so.
seen any white yet, have we?
Oh, we haven't.
It might just be green.
just
He might just be on
green
taxes,
and taxes.
Taxes with Magus of the Chalice.
You're right. We haven't. There is no white in his hand, and there's no black either.
I'm excited. Whatever it is, it's working for me.
It's Maverick until proven otherwise. Was there a white card? It looked like an artifact. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, exactly. It could just be lighting. I'm not sure.
It's moving just fast enough that we can't tell. All right, so this is kind of interesting. He has enough to pay for Thorn, right?
Okay, so here's another Chalice. Mono green control. Obviously. Exactly.
Wouldn't that be great?
Green gets its control elements from the brown side of Magic. Right?
Okay, yeah. So here's the Excavator, Magus of the Crucible.
Yes.
He's got a Chalice of the Void in hand, and he's going to Ghost Quarter. Take that.
Got him.
Pillar of the Legacy.
Legacy.
Yeah, obviously. This is not Maverick. Let's call it. Let's just change the name right now.
To green question mark.
Not Maverick.
Not Maverick. 100%. We've come to this conclusion. This is not Maverick.
There's nothing about this deck other than the fact it has a forest. Okay, this is rude.
Yeah, we're gonna Ghost Quarter. Oh, and he doesn't even search. So he doesn't have any more basics in his deck. He's gonna be off lands really, really quickly.
Is this a Excavator and Revoker beatdown? That's game one right there.
Alright, so not Maverick is gonna take it down.
Okay, so in the meantime, I'm gonna get our other match.
Yes, yeah.
Took me just a moment to make sure I was doing it right.
It's like
We've got
2 weeks. Haven't done this. Yeah, I accidentally wrote that. That's not him. So we have Gordon and Corey.
It looks like our camera's being skewy.
Turn it off here. Scroll down here and turn it off and back on. No, table 2 cam and just hit play.
Is this? Is that enough to do it?
Sometimes. No. Deactivate. It was being weird when I came in as well.
Okay.
Well, there we go.
So we've got Corey on one side. He's over here.
Yes.
And
And Corey's going to be playing something weird because that's what Corey does.
And his opponent, I'll find out.
Is a storm player of some kind. Gordon.
Oh, there we go.
We can switch over there for a minute, huh? Let's do it.
Real quick here, we'll show you what's going on at this table, as long as the camera keeps up. So it looks like we've got Corey. He's playing something with silver, maybe? Or maybe
Blue,
not.
black,
maybe,
something.
maybe he's playing Storm as well.
Is he? Ooh, he could be.
Storm versus Storm. The most epic matchup that everybody wants to watch all the time.
I don't think I've ever asked to watch against Stormbringer.
Definitely.
Sometimes you get things that you want, but you didn't. But you never actually asked for them.
You didn't
This
know.
is one of those. This is one of those moments.
Here we go, guys. We'll jump back to whatever that green deck was, and show and tell in just a minute.
Jorgensen says there were black cards in the sideboard.
Ooh.
So it's getting more mavericky the more
I'm fascinated. Nate was messing around with something last 2 weeks ago, was it?
2 weeks ago.
Since I wasn't here.
Yeah.
And he said, back to the drawing board, right? So if this is back to the drawing board, I'm all for it.
Minutes remaining.
Can't do that.
Patrick telling us stuff. Oh, he's going to tell us what Corey is playing. Or maybe not. Okay.
All right. So we're going to transition back, since all that we've seen happen is a Ponder be played. Here we go. Here we go back to this other match. They just saw their. I think they're still resolving.
There is a Bayou in his hand.
Oh, what? The two colors?
Black. Who needs that color? Oh wait.
All right. Looks like Jesse's got two show and tells in his opener.
That is a Scalding Tarn.
And some other cards. Oh, here's a Revoker.
Revoker turn 1.
And we don't know what he names. So you have to respond to the Revoker coming down if you want to fetch, right?
Revoker can't name a land.
Oh, not land.
Right.
See,
I know. I can never.
You still have to respond.
I've stated it so many times wrong with Revoker versus Pithing Needle that like I had to just put the two cards in front of me and be like, okay, this one does this thing, and
says
this one does this
non-land
thing.
on it.
So what does he name with Revoker? I'm gonna guess Sneak and Ship or not show and tell. The other one, Sneak Attack.
Yeah.
It's probably just Sneak Attack. I can't imagine that there's something else he wants to name.
All right. Brainstorm. Perfect card. It looks like he's got a nice Force of Will too. So it just seems like he doesn't have the payoff card, right? He's got the show and tell, but not the Emrakul or.
He almost put the Brainstorm back on top of his deck, just like face up. Like,
yeah.
All right, cast
Nate took down game 1 with some rude Excavator, Wasteland, Ghost Quartering.
Yes, he did.
And he had a Thorn of Amethyst, which slowed Jesse down. I think Jesse was in the same boat though, where he just didn't have the creature to show out. Oh, there it is.
He draws Emrakul. Alright, I think we're going to try something here.
Now, let's see this, like, random common from Shadowmoor that totally shuts down Emrakul off Sneak and Show that Nate has found.
What is it?
No, I'm just
okay.
There's going to be some crazy play here.
It has to be from Shadowmoor. It has to be from Shadowmoor.
Or Mirage, right? Something totally unexpected. Are you going to play Show and Tell? Well, I've got this one drop.
Alright. That is a foil Conspiracy to... Oh, and it's Omniscience. And he goes Rexage! Rexage! Ah! He should have just played the Emrakul!
Oh man, that's so mean. It's not quite Shadowmoor, but yep.
Had it!
I didn't even know you had Omniscience in his hand.
Oh yeah? Omniscience? I raise you this elf. Here's an elf.
We see him top deck the Emrakul when he chooses the alternative.
No, he has another show and tell in hand.
Yeah, he does have another
one.
with Force of Will, but he doesn't have a blue card, right? So it looks like Blood Moon, Force, Show Tell, Emrakul.
Emrakul, okay. Oh, I should have just gone for Emrakul. Agreed.
So Nate still, I don't think he can do it. Looks like he has several lands in hand.
A lot of lands.
We're being told there's some static going on with the mic.
Yeah, they were talking about it yesterday with Standard. I'm not really sure what it is. Our volume could be up too high. In fact, it probably is. Just pull our volume down to like right here. Isn't that where we normally are?
Yeah.
Tell us if that helped with the mic at all.
He did something, that's for sure. He put together some list and just put them together. So, okay, whoa. Jesse goes with Blood Moon here. Interesting. I think he had it, right? If he had just dropped Emrakul.
Yeah, I think he wanted to make sure that nothing was gonna mess up the show and tell. And it's pretty clear that he has the time to do it. If he's gonna Blood Moon, he's gonna Blood Moon now. This is a Thron.
Okay, and then Nate has a. Whoa. Okay, he can't do that, right?
What? He can't counter throw.
Okay.
Yeah,
no,
counter cannot be countered.
Okay, so here comes a Thragtusk.
Here comes the Thragtusk.
This is actually pretty amazing.
I don't think Emrakul wins.
Nope.
If he had played Emrakul earlier off the first show and tell, or even last turn.
Yeah. If he hadn't put out Blood Moon instead.
Yeah, he's dead on board.
That Thragtusk is going to die, but that's 8 damage exactly coming through. Yep. Take 8. Wow.
All right, mono green control takes it down.
just what you expected. So okay, I'm pretty sure now it makes sense. After just getting Omniscience with an answer, right? You play Omniscience, you go, I'm going to win, and then here comes the Rex Sage for the answer. So makes sense why. Oh, I've got this Blood Moon. I'll make it so he can't do anything. But if you're going to show and tell the next turn anyway, you might as well do it right then, so that you're not at 8 life, right?
Absolutely.
I don't know what Nate could have had as an answer to the Emrakul, but getting him down to exactly 8 life was enough.
Interesting.
And putting down a 5-drop, 5-power creature in response was exactly what he needed, right? He needed something 4 or more.
All right. Well, let's update our rounds and get us over to the backup table. Hopefully the Storm Mirror hasn't ended yet.
Let's do it like this. Peek at it real quick.
Well, that was an interesting match.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have expected a deck that's just playing green cards and some artifacts to just tear apart a show and tell deck like that. But
we see Tendrils of Agony out there that probably won the game.
And then there's some shuffling.
So we're going to give Gordon that game.
Well, it looks like we're gearing up for a game 3, if I had to guess.
You think is this just 3? You think we're already? Those were pretty quick. Playing around Bone Treader, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it would have to be, something Exiles, right?
Something Exiles. Yeah, the Emrakul, I guess. Yeah. I can't really think of what he was playing around there.
So here comes it looks like first time sideboarding. So yeah, I think this is game 2 that we're going into. That was game 1. There was a long ponder that took a little while. And we
spent like 3 minutes on their table and we got a ponder done.
Yeah, this looks like Storm versus Storm. It might just be very similar decks. And I have no idea what you bring in if you're a Storm deck versus another Storm deck.
Flusterstorm.
That makes sense. Yeah, those cards. The 4 of them you have in your sideboard, just for the mirror.
Is that? Yeah.
No, the 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah.
And a Duress.
I want to see a Flusterstorm, like I want to see somebody go off and it get Flusterstormed and the other person just
and then everybody's like, I can't.
Alright.
This one's going to copy
Alright,
this
so
one.
my 20 are going to counter your 20, or 19.
That's one of those like Magic Online. You wouldn't have a good time.
No. On Magic Online, it would just be like the two parts on the screen, and they go across the entire screen. The stack does.
You have to click on each one.
And you have to like each one target a different one.
Yeah.
Oh, it'd be terrible.
Let's not do that. All right. Speaking of which, while these guys are shuffling up,
you have things to say.
It's been just the perfect amount of time that if you go onto Reddit and you pull it up, you've got the I went this weird way of doing it, but here we go. You have the time for another terrible recap.
Oh, the third one.
This one's with a big upgrade, which made me really interested at first when I clicked on it.
It's obvious that people are liking these because he keeps making
so
them.
he's liking they're liking it enough that he gets a spot on a website now. So if you go to the Mana Base, which is not a website that I had perused before, he's got his own article that he's going to have up every couple weeks. That should be great. So if you guys have heard me before, if you go onto Reddit, there's somebody who had a great little satire recap of what's been happening in Magic the last little while, right? And I thought some of his phrasing was fantastic. So I'll just read through this. I'll post a link for you guys here while we're waiting, because this is fantastic. This one's not as great as some of the previous ones, but he even says there's not a lot of Magic news when it's spoiler season, right?
True.
So first, he says, let's check in on our friends over at MTGO, which is exactly what we were just talking about.
Just has this picture of an ancient, beat-up old computer.
So he's got a great metaphor about how MTGO is pretty much like the Avengers, because it spends more time frozen than Captain America. It's uglier than the Hulk. It crashes more than Thor. It uses technology on par with Hawkeye, which he has a nice little asterisk by, because, yeah, I know Hawkeye has a bunch of cool arrows and a neat rotating quiver. I will grant that he's using cutting-edge quiver technology.
So excluding the quiver technology?
That's pretty great. And then, here's a great, fantastic. So, if you follow Magic News a lot, there was little snippets of information about Magic the Gathering Digital Next, right? This next program that was going to be something. People didn't know if is it a replacement for Magic Online? Is it a replacement for Duels? Is it something new? So his number 2 is all about how we've got this huge, awesome spoiler that it's going to be called Magic the Gathering Arena, and he pretty much says, not only is it a terrible name, he proceeds to give some other examples for Magic the Cards, Magic the Next Thing, Magic Fight Guys, Magic the Quest for More Money, Magic Lands and Spells. So he's like, if you were only going to spend 12 seconds thinking about it, you could have just asked him. But he says, why did you even tell us? Like, if you're gonna give us some information, at least give us some information. All they've done is leak the name. Pretty great. All right, here we go. We got a probe. Back to Storm versus Storm. We see surgical, tutor, ritual, therapy, Lion's Eye Diamond, and yeah, I think Gordon, that looks pretty good. And
yeah, this hand has a little of everything. How fast can Gordon go off here?
And can Corey rip parts of it out?
Right.
Oh, he's just going to pass the turn?
Let me see.
Stifle. Probably not.
That would do it. I don't know what Storm decks play Stifle, but...
And Gordon's going to name a card.
What is it going to be? Okay, so we have 2 lands, a Petal, an Adnaz, a Tutor, and a Dark Ritual.
Doesn't this look like fun? Don't you guys all wish you could be playing this mirror match right here, right now?
No.
It's like you're playing chess, but it doesn't matter what your opponent does really, and so you
See,
it's just a race to get across the board first.
This is how I feel about it. Have you ever just played the game solitaire, but next to another person playing solitaire, and then whoever wins their game first is the winner of the solitaire game?
There you go. I haven't ever done that, but
me either. It's because people shouldn't do it.
Somebody somewhere is enjoying this immensely. All right, he's going to ritual. Let's start adding some dice to this board state because it's way more fun when you start counting things.
Yeah, we're gonna ad nauseum a lot of cards.
Okay, so we got storm count. Gordon's gonna keep track of that, and we got mana count and ad nauseum. Go. Ready?
Ready and surgical
He's
extraction.
going to surgical response to the ad nause and get a lotus.
Petal. Yeah, I think this is good.
Free mana.
Yeah, it's
storm
gonna
count.
Yeah, it's gonna remove some of the cards that Corey could flip over.
And unfortunately, he couldn't go get a Lion's Eye Diamond, right? There
right.
One in the graveyard.
And Corey also has no mana to use at the moment. So Lion's Eye Diamond is his only real way to get mana to win this turn, which it seems to me he is trying to win this turn.
Yep, he spent all 5, the ritual mana and the lotus petal mana, plus his lands, to pay for the ad nauseam. But when you're looking across at Gordon's hand, it probably makes sense, since he doesn't have a disruption. And this is kind of silly. Gordon looking through his deck at this point, it's like, you're about to see most of it anyway.
Yeah.
But, maybe he's oh yeah.
Oh,
maybe he thought he only had 3,
yeah.
so he was looking for the 4th one. Okay.
Found it.
I think that's an interesting part of Magic, right? Is how long are you allowed to look through somebody's deck? And really, like, you can't start writing down things, but you can look through a couple times, right?
Yeah, you can.
But there's this, like, unsaid, you get to look, but you don't get to look too long. Is there a timer? Do you get to look for exactly 2 minutes, 1 minute? I'm not sure what the answer to that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. All right, Gordon's got his life pad, and he's just going to be ticking this down. Two, 1, that's 3, 4.
Oh, there's a diamond. Here we go. Oh, there's another diamond.
5.
And a ritual.
So he's at 13.
That's pretty fantastic. I think that's enough, actually. But you might as well keep going. What is that? Oh, it's a Cabal Ritual. That's from the Vault Cabal Rituals. From the Vault lore. And there's Tendrils. Yeah. It looks like plenty. That's probably going to do
So he's
it.
down to 5? Is that what I just saw? The Cabal Rituals, they cost 2 cards.
Yeah.
So it's 8 plus the... Yeah, he's down to 5.
Okay. So
Let's play both of these.
Storm count goes up to 5. Really? Did he play a pedal this turn? Okay, yeah. Storm count 5. So if you're unfamiliar with Storm, and I don't know why you would totally be unfamiliar if you're watching our Legacy stream. So Corey right now is upping his Storm count, right, which is playing spells.
Mm-hmm.
And most of them are practically free, or they're ritual effects that are going to net him positive mana. And then he would be able to Infernal Tutor by discarding his hand off of Lion's Eye Diamond for any card he wants. But he's already got the Tendrils of Agony in hand. So I think all he really needs to do is make sure he gets his Storm count past, 10? 9.
Yeah, it just needs to be 9.
And he can totally do it. So he's just doing the math right now in his head to make sure that he doesn't mess up.
He needs mana, but he has to crack a LED to get there.
Ooh.
So I'm actually not sure
So he might not.
he can cast a bunch of rituals.
So getting rid of those Lotus Petals really did do the trick. Yeah.
Huge. He needed a Lotus Petal. That's why this is so awkward.
Right, because you can't crack the Lion's Eye Diamond for mana.
He is just discarding cards. Right? I think he's just discarding
Right. Of course. Makes sense. If he had even just one mana, that would be enough. Right?
Yeah.
If he had just one land.
And
because then he could start ritualing.
Gordon knows his whole hand. If he can get any amount of creatures onto the board with this Empty the Warrens this next turn, then he can Cabal Therapy like all the rituals he got.
Yep. Okay. Well, I see. I definitely do not call myself a Storm player. He discards both of the Infernal Tutors. Did he have 3?
Yeah, he has one more in hand. And that's another option for Gordon is... I'm under the impression he's going to be able to cast this. Yeah.
Alright. So here's Storm Count 1 for Gordon now. We're on Gordon's main phase.
You know,
He's got 3 black mana.
This is the first time I've actually seen this where it's like, we only need 1 Storm counter on the board.
Right. Only one of us is going
I'll
off.
take my Storm counter off. I like yours better.
So he plays Infernal Tutor. He cracks the LED in response. So he's got Storm Count of 3. He's got 4 mana. And I don't think there's anything Corey can do about that.
Nope.
Oh, he could surgically extract right now. That's interesting.
Yes, you can.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah, and Corey went so low in life total that this
With the
is...
ad nauseam,
yeah, this is just going to do it.
So really, the surgical extraction on the Lotus Petal was enough.
Mm-hmm.
Or Corey should have waited one more turn so he had an open mana available.
I think he was dead next turn anyway, but maybe not. Maybe he would have had to cast the Empty the Warrens.
And they're working through it. I don't think there's any... I think they're just discussing what we were just discussing, the what ifs.
Yeah.
What were the options there, or was there an option? Yeah, you can see Gordon's deciding. So Gordon takes that down 2-0.
Yeah.
Man, it looked like Corey had it to me when you see all those cards with ad nauseam. It's like, that's enough for Storm, and that's enough for to go get whatever you want, but you got to have that initial mana to launch.
Any petal, and so that was huge for that surgical extraction. He hit a petal.
Yep. So we've got a little bit of a break here. We've got some number of minutes remaining. Awesome. We probably have, what, 20 minutes? As much as 20 minutes. Both of those matches went pretty quick.
Yeah, they did.
So we're going to show you our lovely faces for a moment. Just like that. All right. I'll quickly jump back to this article.
Yeah,
and then we'll be done with it. Okay. So number 3, as the news that's going on in Magic, of course, is spoiler season. You hear that, huh? He did pretty well. Actually, he kind of messed with his opponent's solitaire a little bit.
He did.
Yeah.
He used one entire
I
card.
think that's not allowed. Actually,
Oh no, he used 2. He
you're playing with
Therapy.
solitaire, and you're over here playing solitaire. You're not supposed to mess with your opponent's stuff.
Could you imagine? It's like, I'm gonna put this 3 on this 4, and somebody comes into your game and it's like, that's not a 4.
I'm gonna take all of the 4s out of your game. You needed those, but okay. So he talks about some of the spoiled cards for Commander 17, which of course by now they've all been spoiled, but he talks about some of the fun ones, right?
Yeah, these are some interesting things. I like them.
It's always great. So the first one on here is Soul Ring, right? It's the very first thing, and he says that it doesn't matter if it's banned on MTGO or discussions. Somebody in the design team has decided that some small percentage of Commander games should end on turn 1, even though it might take 17 more turns to play out to figure that out. Which is great. All right, Teferi's Protection. I actually quite like this card. I like the feel of his card. So his little snippet of information. This card basically lets you call a timeout in a Commander game, which I find really cool and tragically sad. There's probably more an efficient way to tell your friends that you're a massive wimp, but it won't have as much style. It's great. It's like the guy who plays Fog in their Commander decks, right?
You're right.
Oh,
and this is such a cool card too, because like, how long has it been since they put phasing on a card?
Yeah, right. To the point where they had to tweak some of the rules. So, Batterskull now, the token doesn't, the germ token doesn't leave the play.
Right.
It stays in play.
Right.
And that wasn't in the rules before.
Exactly.
So before you could use like a charm to phase out the token, and now you can't.
The wording is so interesting, though. Sorry, I want to talk about this for a sec, because it says you treat them like you treat the cards as if they don't exist. That's the wording on phasing now. Like, I'm sure it's been that way for a while, like Oracle text or whatever. But I just looked at the wording and I just scratched my head, saying, "Yeah, Wizards doesn't do stuff like this anymore. This is super weird." But it's also like a huge part in the story as well. If anybody follows the story, it's when Teferi saves Dominaria by, sacrificing himself.
Let's see if I can pull this up. I'm not sure if I can yet. There it is. Oh, I had it. It's pretty awesome art too.
Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, because like all these rifts were opening up over Dominaria, and the plane was doomed, and Teferi saved everyone. What a guy.
Sorry guys, just
he is
here.
the reason we get to go back to Dominaria. That's the thing that's going to happen soonish.
Oh my goodness. Our process for this is taking me a little longer than I wanted. Awesome. And like you're gonna have picked up the card, seen it, only thing out. Goodness.
Now you have to mess.
Oh no. Okay, we're just not even gonna go. Look at the card yourself.
Just look at the Cherry's protection.
I'll figure that out for the next. Okay, the actual wording. While they're phased out, all permanents you control phase out. Right. So until your next turn, your life total can't change, and you have protection from everything.
Yes.
All permanents you control phase out. And then it says in parentheses, while they're phased out, they are treated as though they don't exist, which is what you were just saying. That's
right.
Awesome. They phase in before you untap during your untap step.
Before you untap during your untap step.
Perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
That is a place where everybody is used to interacting with their opponents and with the board state. Yeah. Right? So let's just have something happen during that time.
Alright, so next card. Mary, the Weatherlight Duelist, right? So he says, sorry, Brimaz, but this kitty is retaining her role as the most famous cat in the multiverse. Almost worth the excruciating pain of old school players reminiscing about when Magic Story was good. Sort of like how they stopped writing good love songs once you weren't a teenager anymore. And I'm starting to quote him like word for word, but this is great stuff, right? I think his humor is spot on all of these. I wish. Oh, so let me back up just a little bit here. He says, where does he say this? Is it at the end of his? Maybe it's at the very beginning of his article. Let's see. He says, okay, yeah. So he's standing by his hard and fast no research rule, right? So this article is just his comments and some random cards that were spoiled, right? So he's kind of prefacing his thing. Just this is supposed to be for fun, right? But it should be noted that none of his opinions have strategic or artistic merit of any kind, and will be of absolutely no use to anybody except for me because I think it's hilarious. Which only makes him a little bit worse than every other spoiler article that's ever been posted over the last couple of weeks.
Only a little worse.
That's great. It's so true because everybody's got their little snippet of information about whatever next card, and it's all the same stuff.
He's just like saying random things.
Yeah. Okay. So another card that's on this list is the Arbiter, Leonin Arbiter, because you know that guy that shows up to casual Commander Night with a deck full of fetch lands. Screw that guy. Yep, that's great.
Ingenuity. Our round did end. We should have around 10 minutes left in the round, and we'll get started on the next one.
Yeah, both of our matches went pretty quick.
Yeah, so we're just talking about an article until the next round starts.
Another fantastic card is Hungry Lynx, which this is a we got to pull some of these up. Let's see how am I going to pull this up. We'll do it this way.
We have to. This is probably my favorite card ever.
We'll do it the old school way. Because the new school way wasn't working for me. Give me just a second, guys, while this all loads.
So yeah, I'll give you a quick recap, I guess. We had like almost a mono green deck tear up a show and tell deck, just 2-0. It was odd. We never actually figured out what the deck was.
Yeah.
Just kind of.
We'll probably try and see that one again. It was like
a Death and Taxes deck that was just green.
And then, that maybe had some black in the sideboard.
Yeah, and then we had a Storm Mirror and Storm won.
Yeah. So. Well done. That was a good recap right there. Okay, so this is totally not where I want this thing. Here we go. Let's just totally messing up everything. Goodness. No wonder we've got 4 different things here.
Oh, you have to like completely redo it.
Silliness. Sorry, everybody.
Don't worry, you got this.
Whoa! Don't do that.
Yeah, not that one.
Everybody, it's been. Kyra and I were gone for a week, so everything we just got to start over.
It's been 2 weeks since our last cast, so naturally we have to have 1.5 million hiccups.
Oh my goodness. This is not the most brilliant process in the world, everybody.
But this card is worth showing. Absolutely everyone.
Okay, yeah. Here we go. It's the card we just showed you, but with our faces next to it. Here we go. Okay. So what's the commentary on this? What's worth? Why are we even bringing this up? He says, "What the heck is this?"
Oh, you
oh, boo! We can't do it. That's horribleness.
Yeah.
Let me do it that way. There we go. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it was.
All right. So, sure, there's a flavor in giving cats protection from rats, but this guy makes a rat for your opponent every turn, right? That's not a drawback ability; it's an extortion racket, right? So he says, Hungry Link says, "You're sure I can't hit you up for some tuna, man? I'll make it worth your while. I'll keep the battlefield totally rat-free." You go, well, I'm already pretty rat-free, so the Link says, "Check again." The price just went up. And you just have to stop me from getting Doombladed. That's fantastic.
Oh, it really is.
And, okay.
This is a new card that goes in everybody's group hug decks. There's just like, here, have some stuff.
You guys all get 1/1 death touches, and I have protection from rats. Okay, moving on. Sign of the Ur Dragon. That was an obvious include, right? That's pretty much what he says. He says, "Everyone knows that to truly end up friendless and alone, you have to win with a different combo every week, so as to maximize the demoralization of your playgroup until they can't stand to look at you anymore." Because dragons and, cheating out dragons.
I feel like all of this would be said by any commander/EDH player ever if they didn't feel like it wasn't okay to be that way, right? Like, because it's like slightly not okay and people don't appreciate it. This is just the inner thoughts of every commander player ever.
Yeah. Okay, here's a great one. Let's pull this one up. This card is called Vindictive Lich, which, okay, I read the card.
I don't even think I've seen this one.
It's when it dies, you get to choose one or more. Each one has to target a different player. So if you only have one opponent, you only get to do one of these things. Target opponent sacrifices a creature, target opponent discards 2 cards, target opponent loses 5 life. So when this 4/1 dies somehow, you get to make each one of your opponents do something bad, right?
Alright.
But, if you think about it for just a minute, what's something that rhymes with Lich and also is vindictive? Right? So you've got... I didn't even catch this at all. I'm that slow.
I just want to skull clap.
He's right. I now write a comedy column on a semi-professional, marginally respected basis for WOTC. Or he's telling WOTC. So let me be clear. Noticing that Lich rhymes with a word that has a B and a T switched out for some of the L's in there does not constitute humor.
Yeah. Jorgensen got it.
So what's great though, he says, and did you know that you're also printing this in a bunch of different languages, right? So he says, is there an Italian card somewhere that I can run through Google Translate a few times and it comes out as mean dead guy? Somebody in the comments says, no, if you run it through enough Google Translates, you just get cryptic command, right? Because that was another thing. Cryptic command, if you run it through, it gets pretty interesting. That's pretty great, though. And it's in like a non-humor set, right? This isn't
the unset. We're not there yet.
All right, let's double check, make sure our round isn't up yet. Still not.
No.
We're still waiting. We probably have 10 minutes in the round at most.
At most.
Okay. New Blood. New Blood's an interesting card, right?
I love this one.
All right, let's pull it up. Where are we at? Here we are. And it's thinking about it.
Loading. Loading.
You're going to see a teaser, a corner of it. A little bit more here. There it is. There's all of it. Okay. So, New Blood has words on it, right? You get to cast it. If you tap an untapped vampire you control. So you have to have vampires, right?
Yes.
Part of the cost. Then you gain control of a creature, and you change the text of all instances by replacing one type with vampire. So it's kind of interesting. Like if you could gain control of a sliver, you could gain control.
This is what I've heard. Is slivers are just hilarious.
Okay. So here's his take on it. 4 mana to permanently steal a creature is good, but the real value of this card is to read the flavor text as sensually as possible when you take their best dude. Now, is that better?
No, isn't that better?
No, isn't that better?
Is it better?
Make sure you run your fingers delicately across the sleeve, lick your lips, maybe make little shushing noises. Basically, if you play this card right, your opponent will feel the need to cry in the shower later. I don't play Commander, but I want to now.
Stroke their face.
All right, we've got a Dragon Spirit, which is you get to take the title on this one.
Oh, of course. O Kagachi, Vengeful Kami.
Okay. So
how did I do?
He says 5-color Leave Me the Hell Alone. That seems to be the deck here, which is fantastic for coming in second place in a Commander game.
Yeah, that's always where I like to be.
He says, I'll never play this card though because I have a friend or two that speaks Japanese, and I'm afraid if they try to hear me pronounce it, they'll stab me or scald me or leave me to die on the side of some highway somewhere. That's why, you got to read that one. Okay, last card.
Stabs me.
Last card. Let's pull this one up. This one is called Mathis? Is it Mathis?
I want to hear a full spoiler by this guy now.
Yeah! Wouldn't that be great? Somebody in the comments said something about humorous articles are supposed to be short. And I was like, this was not long enough. we need more. Give me more. All right. It's thinking about pulling it up. Here we go. Okay, so my first impression of this card, I like the angle, right? Like your viewer of the card angle, you're the person that's about to get branded right here.
Yeah,
which is pretty fantastic. Okay. So I should at least tell you who our fearless writer is here. His name is Blake, which before he was just a
person like us, huh?
Yeah. A person on Reddit with a screen name. So he says, as in favor as I am for both vampire bounty hunters and flagrantly looking at a mechanic from Star Wars: The Gathering, which I guess this is straight out of another TCG. This is great though. He says, looks like Wizards of the Coast has decided that blood-sucking monsters should sometimes be painted as the misunderstood anti-hero. Screw that! And that derivative young adult fiction it wrote in on. You eat people, you're not a good guy. That's not my hot take on the issue, okay? That's the deal. You cannot eat people and still be cool. Because this guy is going to, at the beginning of your end step, put a bounty counter on target creature and opponent controls for as long as that creature has a bounty counter on it. It has, when this creature dies, each opponent draws a card and gains 2 life, right?
I'm not gonna kill you. I'm just gonna get me some value when you die.
The flavor text, though, he says, all will know of your crimes, right? This is a vampire. You can't have both ways, right?
Are you gonna eat the guy, or are you not gonna eat the guy?
I'm gonna put my little signal on here, and then you're mine for later. I think this is a pretty fantastic card, though.
September 20th. I'll be back.
All right, so this is on the manabase.com, which is a website I hadn't heard of, but I'm going to peruse some of the other articles on there.
Yeah.
When later, now that we might have some bi-weekly updates of Magic.
Yeah, Blade did have it both ways. You're right. That's a good point.
All right, so time has been called in the round. So hopefully we will be on to round 2 here very shortly.
Oh, we have to watch Magic? I wanted to...
Let's get rid of this little card thing. Let's do it the correct way.
Oh, sure.
There we go. Nope, there we go. Oh, man. Yeah, I'm struggling today with all of this clicking and buttons. He's Dog the Bounty Hunter. He needs a little bit of a different look to him, but...
Alright, so Patrick just let us know that there is 1 match left going. Oh, he says, one match left, boys. Oh, jeez.
So, you were out of town. Did you get to play Magic while you were out of town?
No. It was probably the most sad thing ever.
That sounds really sad.
I got back during FNM, and it was too late to join or anything like that, and my mind said, okay, I haven't played Magic in a week. I'm going to go to my local store and see if I can catch a draft after FNM. And guess what draft didn't fire? That one. It was pretty upsetting. So, and I did awful yesterday.
Awful yesterday doing...
I did Standard.
Standard. That sounds awful.
Patrick just handed me a deck, and I was like, let's try it. And it was that God Pharaoh's Gift shenanigans, and everybody I played against was packing the new desert that just exiles both graveyards.
So it didn't work?
I lost to it, and Kalidas a lot. That's a thing that happened, so... And then I was like, that's okay, I'll get to play... Oh wait, nope, casting tomorrow. Got it.
I was at a wedding, so I too didn't get to play Magic.
It was a good wedding though. I enjoyed my time.
You were at a wedding as well? Okay.
South Cal was very, very pretty. It's nice down there. I have no idea how the area can afford to keep the sides of their roads like... It's just like full, they have it all gardened up everywhere you go.
Super pretty.
Just miles after miles after miles.
Because they don't have to like water anything, right? It's just all, the weather's too perfect.
I guess. The weather's nice. Yeah, it was good. Went to the beach a couple times. Got a couple sunburns. They're mostly gone now.
You didn't play Magic at the beach?
I did not play Magic at the beach.
That makes sense. I don't know if anybody's done that. But.
I have not tried, and I don't plan to.
That's where Vader heavy playing cards come from.
This one's got a little bit of sand damage, but or water damage, one or the other.
But what card doesn't, right?
All right, we're gonna have some Magic here for you guys.
Excellent. Pairings are going up.
We're gonna have Nate again because we didn't see quite enough of his deck.
No, we did not.
We're gonna have Nate versus Matt, and Matt is playing.
He was on Aloran last time, right?
Yeah.
But that was 2 weeks ago.
We're going to guess Aloran, and we'll change that as we find out.
He also has Death and Taxes, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to do, but that could be easily could be wrong. And then we're going to have Tyler versus
someone.
Daniel. And then Danny beat me on some Storm last. When did I play? It was Friday. Saturday. Saturday. I tried to win a box.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't win a box. That's how the end result there. I got a bye, so that tells you how well I did.
I was super upset I missed that one too. You were there. You were like, Kyra, why aren't you playing Legacy? And I'm like, half my Legacy deck's in my cube right now. I haven't switched it back.
Right?
Yeah.
Alright, let's update this. We'll get you guys some actual magic here in just a moment. Alright, let's try this. Okay, we still don't have a name for this deck. I probably should ask Nate what he wants to call
Probably. I'm liking not Maverick.
it. It's very informative.
Oh, I do have some news though before we get started.
Ooh,
Some news. I am officially a Paragon City employee.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yesterday I
Now
had
we
my
can make you do things. It'll be great.
yesterday I had my first shift. It went good. I work here
Nobody
now.
died, so that's
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
right? Okay. Well done.
Somebody asked me how it was, and I'm like, well, I'm still alive. So I think I'm okay.
As you can see, our players are almost getting sit down. Better toe that company line. That's right. That's right.
Yeah. Apparently they're pretty excited to have me. I don't really understand their logic in that, but I'm also not. I'm not going to question it. I'm just
Perfect.
don't understand. That's good.
All right. So in our other backup match, these guys are also just sitting down. It looks like we have Tyler, and I've seen him play a couple different decks. So
Okay.
we'll get surprised. Here's
It's kind of the name of the game lately. We can never find a title for people's decks
Right.
because they keep brewing.
Yeah, they keep changing things
We
up.
should just ban that. Just no
No,
brewing.
no. This whatever this not Maverick deck is, I want that list, and I'm gonna play it until
I'm gonna play
everybody
not
hates
We should tell them to name it not Maverick.
it.
It is something other than Maverick. I promise you that.
Let's see if we can get a glimpse here as Matt shuffles. Guess not.
This is not Matt. These need to be flipped. 100%.
That makes sense. We'll just flip some things around here. Pretty-ish. All right, we're getting started. That first round went a full nice hour for us there, didn't it?
Yeah, I really did.
And our matches went about 13 minutes. Ooh, the Invocation Force of Will playmat.
Yeah.
He's cooler than me. I don't have a playmat.
You didn't.
In front
You
of me
didn't
at
go to
all.
Vegas?
I didn't. I did
Oh,
not.
that's right. You didn't.
Nope.
You were crazy.
I didn't spend a lot of money for that playmat. That's the reward most people went away with, right?
Yeah, I did. I got the Ancestral Recall. I got this one, the Force of Will. Every time I get a new playmat, though, I get it and I hold it up and I go, I'm never going to play with this.
This is going
I
in the
love
closet.
this.
Roll
I love
up.
this. Not going to play.
And then you have those rolls of them somehow stacked up precariously, and you move whatever is underneath them, and they all go everywhere.
I have so
And
many.
it feels
It's ridiculous. I even won game day and I got the mat and I was like, oh yeah. I was like, there's a mat. I forgot.
All right, we get another glimpse into this green deck.
We do.
Here we've got a Death Red Shaman.
Yeah, this is definitely his alarm deck. It's a Sultai version.
And Nate says, how about Chalice on 1? Can you do anything? Do you have a Daze in hand? He does not. Ouch.
No, but this deck can function.
Yeah.
He's already got Deathrite Shaman on board.
And a library. Okay.
Here, that's a good card. Might even help him not draw 1-drops.
Yeah. And you can see Matt there could have attacked. Didn't need to. It doesn't matter so much when you're going for a combo kill.
And we've got a Thorn. I cannot see what that bottom land is. But I'm going to assume it's like a forest. Maybe a wasteland. No, I think he would have fired it off. Maybe not. So he sees Brainstorm, Allurin, and I can't see the middle card. A Fatal Push. Well, those are pretty bad. So alert. Oh no,
Yeah.
he's gonna take.
The brainstorm you can't
Brainstorm.
cast.
You cannot cast the brainstorm. Interesting.
Well, he can. It just gets countered. Right?
You're right. What was I thinking?
Alright, here's a Baleful Strix. Does Thorn interact with Alurin? Is it free? I believe it is not free. I think it makes everything cost 1 more.
It does.
So that shuts down the combo kill.
It does. He does have Abrupt Decades in his deck. I'm not sure how many he's running in the main.
We've got new library versus semi-old library. 4th edition library is not as old as it could be.
No.
It's not as legends. I wouldn't want to call it legendary. That just gets confusing. All right, here's another Strix.
Alright, we have a land in the graveyard. Deathrite Shaman can do something now. These 2 L's. A-L-L-U.
I'm getting there.
A-L-U. Oh, it is 1 L. Okay.
I just
See,
was
you
messing
know.
up everything after that.
Yeah, yeah.
Brilliantly.
You're looking up the... Yeah, we're looking up the ruling. We want to know if it's still... If the Thorn does make it each thing cost 1. Which I assume it does.
Let's see if... yeah. I'm pretty sure this came up not too long ago and I... Oh, goodness. This is not where I want to be. While these guys figure out what's going on here.
Every turn we get to library.
Oh! We're in that same boat, right? One of them that says non-creature.
Non-creature?
Yeah, so it totally shuts down. No, it doesn't interact with it.
No, doesn't interact at all. Okay.
Alluring itself costs 1 more to play. That's what we were saying
Okay.
earlier, guys.
That's what we were talking about. Promise.
Thanks
Oh my
for totally... No wonder I wasn't finding the quick... Normally you can do a pretty quick search and...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Non-creature.
Duh. There we go. So, pretty sure if it said creature spells or spells cost 1 more, that it would turn off the combo. Sphere of Resistance.
Sphere of Resistance, yeah.
Saint Taft, I appreciate you keeping us straight through all of that, because I was being very slow. This is round 2. Yep. We're in round 2, game 1. We've got Nate with this interesting green-black taxes deck.
Yeah. The first black card we saw was that...
Collective Brutality.
Yeah, we watched him in round 1, and he didn't cast a single black card.
He played the Runap Excavator to great effect. Crucibling and strip mining, or not strip mining, but wastelining, effectively strip mining.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was ghost quartering away basics.
And so we get to see it again here. And it's doing a pretty good job. You can see Nate's down to 11 life. Matt's still at 17. But that Chalice on 1 is shutting down Brainstorm, and I'm sure a few other 1-mana spells. That's the 3rd Strix Matt's gotten to play.
He did just get the other Strix. I can never remember the name.
The
The
Parasitic.
Wincon.
Okay.
Parasitic. Is that what it is?
Alright, so we've got Sylvan Library being resolved here, or Trigger being resolved. go down to 9 for a card.
Is this spatial contortion? It gives +3, -3 to a creature?
No, that's not.
Yeah. Pretty sure that's
Is that
spatial
what just
contortion.
happened?
I'm pretty sure that's spatial contortion, yeah.
There's got to be.
Give me a little credit.
That's definitely spatial contortion.
Gives +3, -3 to a creature.
Okay.
It is a 1 and a colorless mana
Right.
to cast.
Right. Which definitely goes in like colorless Eldrazi in Modern.
Mhm.
Sure, that's a sideboard card.
Legacy staple.
Legacy green black. Every green black deck has at least one of these in the main.
All of them.
Right.
All of them that we've seen.
Yeah. All those not Maverick decks, they play this card.
Yeah, I was absolutely expecting to see him cast out there.
It looks just like I thought maybe it was a card that did something completely different that was an alter to look like spatial contortion. That would have made a little bit more sense to me. It looks like he's got more of them in the deck too.
Yeah, now that you've said that, it definitely sounds like you know what you're talking about.
Huh. Okay.
Kyra gets paid off to paying attention to Standard for a little while. I know that card. I shouldn't know that card. But I do.
It definitely killed that Deathrite Shaman. It did not stand a chance. Oh,
Yeah,
here's a creature.
Killed it real good. Thragtusk. We're going to gain 5 life.
So he's one of his cards, one of his lands out there is an Ancient Tomb. That's why he's
okay.
losing life and gaining life and losing life
Gotcha.
and gaining life. And how he was able to pay tap 2 lands for the spatial contortion when it obviously costs 3 now. We get a glimpse at Matt's Allure deck there.
Getting an Underground Sea and a Bayou. I guess he wants to start casting something, huh?
Yeah, let's see what Nate can do about these 2 flying Death Touch. Here's a bunch of tapped lands.
Alurin!
There's an Allure.
Cast Harpy.
Ooh. He's going to flash out the All-Star Reclamation Sage.
So he's casting Harpy,
Yep.
and
response,
he gets to cast Reclamation Sage.
which shuts down the combo pretty effectively.
It does.
And Strix gets in for 1.
You know, the Harpy is a 2/1. That's a 3-turn clock.
Yeah.
Nate's not putting... Well, I guess Thragtusk is a decent amount of pressure.
So we've now seen a Reclamation Sage that gets out to immediately take care of omniscience. And now we've seen a Reclamation Sage to flash out and take out a Allure.
Yeah. This Rec Sage has been an all-star for Nate.
Here's a Chalice on 2
Okay, that is much, much more crucial.
and swing for 7.
Matt can still cast this Strix in his hand. Yeah, seriously, the Sage is doing amazing things.
How can he cast the Sage? Or the Strix?
The Strix that he has cost 3.
Oh, the other Strix.
The other Strix.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Baleful one? Is that what it is?
No, Baleful Strix is the one he has in play. It
That's
says something Strix.
Yeah. Parasite.
Okay, so he has... he's gonna cast a 2/2.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm just gonna... he just cast the Deathrite Shaman.
He tried. Yeah, he gets countered.
He's like, why not? Cast it.
So he attacks with the Strix, even though it has Death Touch. That's kind of interesting. That would have taken care of Thragtusk.
He's at 3.
Yeah.
And
He's
Nate
got a
is...
blocker? Yeah.
Nate is to the point where he basically can't use his Ancient Tomb anymore. 2 flyers in the air, you have to deal with both of them before he can use his Ancient Tomb.
Right. So he needs some sort of a kill spell, like a Spatial Contortion.
Like a Spatial Contortion. That would do it.
It also might win the game if Matt didn't block. Except he's got a Chalice out for 2, so that doesn't work.
No.
Alright, can Green Sun Zenith go find something?
It'd have to be
You
larger than a
can't-
1-drop.
Can he go get another Thragtusk? He can't, because of Thorm of Amethyst.
Right.
don't think that works. That was my idea too, Jorgensen.
Yeah, the thorn keeps him from doing that. Yep. I'll take 2.
And then, does he have a flyer in his deck? He's going to take 2. Is that going to work?
He goes to 1.
Green
to
sun
green
for
sun
2.
for 2.
I'm ready. Here comes the card from... Oh, Scavenging Ooze.
Scavenging Ooze.
That's not quite enough.
He has 2 green mana.
Right.
There are definitely the creatures in the graveyard.
And he can gain 2 life. That's not going to work, is it?
No,
'Cause
he's packing up his
down to
cards.
1.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. All right. So Matt takes that. He fought through all of that hate.
Spike Feeder would have been a sweet one.
Yeah.
Ah, here's my little guy that's going to gain some life.
All right, we're going to show you guys whatever this is going on over here. Looks like
Whoa.
we're in probably game 2 here, and Danny's playing Storm. It looks like he's playing a Probe.
And he sees Cunning Wish. Pull it up a little bigger.
Yeah, makes sense.
I see Cunning Wish, Noxious Revival, Force of Will.
Is that a
I do not know either of
is
the
that a
cards.
Lindell's Vault from Alliances?
Oh, Lindell's Vault. I
Or-
think you're right. I think that is that card. It's the one that repeats the process. Oh, and an Emrakul. Okay.
So we're on a show and tell.
Like a weird blue-black show and tell.
Maybe?
I don't know what Tyler's playing.
And Tyler probably went first. So Tyler probably got, or Danny probably got game 1. This is a fun. It's just you get to learn as you go. It's what is this deck? What does it do? What's happening?
Let's call it not Maverick.
Not Maverick.
Not
2.
Storm. Storm versus not Storm.
Tyler's got. Says go. Says I could play this limb vault thing. Limb. Oh,
Duel.
here's a card.
Duel. Alright. He knows his hand. He's going to take something. What do we name? Oh, he decides to Force of Will this. So he's going to exile the Cunning Wish.
Yeah, that Cunning Wish wasn't going to do anything anyway. He probably doesn't even have a sideboard.
Why would you bring a sideboard to an event like this?
Yeah. That's a fantastic
Oh,
question.
we do have that answer.
Oh.
We have 18 players tonight.
Right there. It says it.
Yeah, found it.
18. Burning Wish. This is just a very wishful game here.
Flash Flare. What is a good deck to get in Legacy?
To start playing Legacy? That's a good question. Okay. My answer might be different than yours. Let's hear yours first.
I don't even know that I have an answer. If you're trying to play cheap, then I guess you're playing Dredge or Burn. Both of those decks are bad. Don't play them.
Something's happening that I'm not sure what's going on at the moment.
If you're new to Legacy, I kind of like Chalice decks.
What did Danny just do that I'm missing out? He pulled a card out of his sideboard off of Burning Wish. This blue one.
This is Telman Performance.
Ooh. That's definitely...
It's like... Did I get this right?
Yeah, that's the card.
Yes. So it says target opponent reveals cards from the top of his or her library until he or she reveals a creature card. That player puts all non-creature cards revealed this way into his or her graveyard. Then you put the creature card into play under your control. What was the deck again? I said you could play Manaless Dredge or Burn if you want to play cheap, but I strongly recommend not playing Legacy cheap and actually building a real deck. I would say build a deck that plays Chalice of the Void.
Ooh.
That a deck that plays Ancient Tomb, City of Traders. The reason I say this is because these decks tend to be a little less skill intensive and are going to get you a good feel for the format without you having to know an extensive amount of information to be able to pilot your deck.
That's a great response. I like that one.
So decks like that would be Eldrazi, Show and Tell, any artifact fun deck.
Smuggler's Copter for Nate. So I jumped back to our feature match, our main table here. And these guys have just finished sideboarding, and Nate's going first here with a turn 1 Smuggler's Copter. Just what you'd expect.
Yeah.
But it goes really great with Spatial Contortion.
So you had a thought.
Okay.
What was your thought?
So my thought is Legacy is fantastic because it actually has each of the different pyramids of Magic, right? You can play mid-range, you can play
anything.
aggro, you can play burn, you can play control, or you can play kind of this other tiered thing that's in Legacy, which is like the Storm combo decks where you're kind of doing your own thing. And so the deck that you want to play in Legacy is the type of player you are. If you don't like combo decks, don't try and get Show and Tell. But if you like combo decks, that's where you should be, right?
That's a good point.
And
you play Delver because that's your style.
I like mid-range decks, and I like decks that make you think and make you make different lines of play to figure it out. And I'm not a big fan of just kind of a linear type of deck where you're not caring what your opponent is doing. And also, I'm not a big fan of burn, even though burn is a challenge in its own way.
It is.
I'd rather it be different, more different. Is Tribal played in Legacy?
Yeah. A couple months ago, we had a player take down our GPT with Slivers.
Yeah.
You can play it, like, Slivers is decent.
Goblins is a deck. Goblins is okay.
Merfolk is still a deck.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if they're...
And then, of course, there's Elves. That's
Elves,
the big one, right?
yeah, Elves is the big one.
And Elves is more difficult. It's
much
not,
more difficult.
It's less a tribal deck than it is kind of a combo math deck. But yeah, all of those are
Slivers, Goblins, Merfolk, Elves.
Strong things for sure. Okay, so Nate, here we see the Excavator.
He's like, hold on, I gotta trigger my Smuggler's Copter. Yeah. Then you can block.
Yeah. Oh, Spatial Contortion.
We're gonna Spatial Contortion before the blocks. And we're gonna... Do we just see a Spatial Contortion get forced?
Force of Will. See? Too powerful. It's broken. It should probably be banned. You've heard it here, right here, first.
So you're telling me this card can kill creatures and pump creatures?
I have not seen a soldier deck in Legacy. I'm sure they exist.
Yeah, I'm sure you could build one. I don't think a soldier's deck is going to be better than the 4 we mentioned, but
if Elves is tier 1 and then in order maybe Merfolk, and then Goblins is tier 3, and Slivers somehow pulling off a win occasionally.
No Riley, no Fungus.
Soldiers is probably a little further down. That'd be cool. I'd love to see that deck, actually.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So yes, I would build the deck that you like to play, and really, a lot of decks can get by with some Shocklands as a replacement for some of the duels.
Yeah.
So you can build just about whatever you want.
Yeah, I mean, I built Jund.
Yeah.
That's my style.
There you go.
I like green. I like green black X decks that stop my opponent from doing things while beating down with a creature. So I did.
I need to up my soldier legacy metagame.
Obviously.
Yeah, play what you want. That's what. So some cards are a little prohibitive, right? Like if you wanted to play Ancient Tomb and City of Traders. City of Traders is pretty brutal.
Yeah, they're pricey, but most decks are going to be an investment.
Yeah, so me personally, when I started playing Legacy, I was in kind of the Sultai Shardless camp, which I think is fantastic because you can build that deck, you can get about 10 additional cards, 10 or 15 maybe, and you can play a totally different deck. You can go kind of an aggro build with True Name Nemesis and Noble Hierarchs, or you can go a more controlling build with Hymn to Turok and Liliana the Veil, and you're really only switching out 10 cards from the same deck.
Right.
and you're using the same duels.
Give out some. I don't ever remember stating that Jund was better. That's a bold statement to make. But okay. Thank you for sharing your opinion.
All right, we got sidetracked. Here we are with this excavator that doesn't look like anything from this distance, right? That's the new Magus of the Crucible card.
Crucible.
So he can
Ramunap. Yeah. Ramunap excavator,
which is an easy word to say. You never get tongue tied on that one ever, ever. So it lets him play a land card from his graveyard.
Who invited Mr. Gator?
Abzan is the best, huh? Okay.
Abzan is strong. Abzan is strong in both Modern and Legacy. I don't know why you would put cards with white mana symbols in your deck, but I don't know.
Those one mana removals and all those sideboard hit cards.
I invited you? Yeah, I guess you're right. I did invite Gavin.
Yeah, that would do it.
Well, welcome to the stream, Gavin. Appreciate you tuning in.
Alright, so I just missed an interaction there. Okay, so Harpy bounced Shardless Agent.
Yes.
Not in a combo fashion, but just in a I've got something to do, and then I get another Cascade trigger next turn.
I want to cast this again.
Yeah. And it looks like Nate, on the other side, has some lands he could play. Alright, so Wasteland forces a fetch. Not really what you want to see if you've got a Wasteland on your side and your opponent has a fetch land and 2 basics.
Right. I'm curious to why he did that. Maybe he wants to start Ghost Quartering. We know he has Ghost Quarters in his deck.
We were holding the same Magic deck that told you to tune in. Wow. That's awesome. We should send those out in the mail. Sounds like a thing. All right, so
who checks their mailbox? No. Unless they know they have Magic cards in the mail. Yeah, that is something I would do. I probably would send some fancy invite. There'd probably be all over it, and it'll also say Kesha was here.
All right, here's a card that Nate just dropped down. Just nice little 5-drop.
Titania.
He gets to return a land card from the graveyard to the battlefield. And whenever a land is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, put a 5/3 green elemental token.
Oh,
it's whenever land he controls.
Right. Good question. I don't know if Kess will see Legacy play, but I will tell you that I love that card. We can talk more about Kess in between matches. Because you will like this card.
Ooh, uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
So, we got a Shardless Agent, triggering a Brainstorm. Where are we on?
Doing it the new school way? I thought I had it on that earlier.
I think it was. I messed it up.
Yeah, maybe. New school. This card from TG.
Yeah, that's
We really should change the...
I just want to do this.
Okay, that's fine.
It's better.
So that future streams can hate us for it.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Perfect. It's not about them.
No. That looks so much better.
This is Legacy Tuesday.
Yeah.
What's more important than Legacy on Tuesday?
Right, we got to be able to appreciate this card's art here.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite cards, actually. Have you ever cast Scape Shift with this in play?
I don't think
It's
I've ever
fun.
cast this. I need to cast this card.
It is so awesome.
What set is this one in?
It was in a Commander set. Commander 2014.
Oh, and it's
I
also
believe?
in Anthology.
Oh, and yeah, an
That's
anthology.
where this weird little
Commander
symbol's
2014.
coming from here. All right. And cards getting picked up. Somebody just lost.
Yes.
Nate played a card, and Matt said, that's too much. I've had enough. So we're on to game 3.
Game 3. Nate takes it down. Alright. Nothing is happening on our table 2.
Back up, nothing.
It's what happens when you put Storm
Yeah.
on the table.
3 5-3s, that's
It
rude.
wins and loses quickly. Yeah, see, I'm the type of player that I don't like just like casting a card and being like, I win. I'm like, why would I do that? I'm here to play Magic, and if I just win the game, then am I playing Magic?
How do you spell this card?
Cass. Yeah.
Is it on this side?
No, it's a brand new card. It's coming in the new.
Yeah, so we gotta go to the other one.
Yes, we do. Pulling up our good friend's TCG player. Maybe. If it ever loads, ever.
Okay, we'll do it this way.
Is it not on TCG yet? We might have to look at a spoiler.
There we go.
Okay, cast.
It's a blue, black, red card.
Yes. I'm gonna let Bryce read this for a moment. I think he'll like it.
All right, so it's a 3/4 flyer. It's a human wizard. It's in the wizard deck,
Yes.
and it says during each of your turns you may cast an instant sorcery card from your graveyard. If a card was cast this way, put it in. Instead of putting it in your graveyard, you exile it. So it's a snapcaster, except you only get to do it during your turn.
Every turn you get
to cast something
to flashback something.
on your turn.
Mm-hmm.
This is interesting. So it's kind of like it's attempting to be on the same power level as a Leovold, right? For different colors. It's not 3 mana, it's 4.
4
It
mana
flies,
is a lot.
so it's already stronger.
Yeah, the
in
body's
terms of body.
very relevant, and they give it 4 toughness, which is absolutely relevant.
And it doesn't target like a Snapcaster. That's fantastic,
Right.
Meal. Yeah. This is something cool.
Yeah, it really is. It is legendary, so you don't get to do stupid crazy things. No 2 of them in play and casting 2 different things.
And as long as you get to cast a card from your graveyard, you're getting kind of 2 for 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it dies, kind of like I think it's fair in Legacy to compare cards like this to Leovold, and get into power level that way.
All right, we'll come back to this. We've got a Spatial Contortion, our new favorite card.
Another Spatial Contortion.
just taking care of
just doing work. So really what it might be is Nate might have enough colorless lands between Wasteland, Ghost Quarter, Ancient Tomb, and maybe that's all. I don't think we saw City of Traders, right?
No, we haven't.
That Spatial Contortion just makes sense as your removal spell.
Yeah. And if you ever pump an ooze, up to a 4 toughness creature, you could pump it.
Yeah.
I love the option. The fact that there is an option on Spatial Contortion, I like.
Most of his cards do not want to be spatially contorted to get bigger, right? The
No.
Excavator, Drag Tusk, the Beast Token itself.
Nope.
No, none of those.
Nope. It's going to be a removal spell in most cases, but still, you want to keep that in mind. I have played with the card before, and
You've contorted space?
I have.
Oh. I think you need to play with the
something for the
promo.
win, too.
If you're going to play with Spatial Contortion, I'm pretty sure you need to play with the promo version.
Yeah, I like the promo version better. Patrick had me play a mono white Eldrazi deck in Standard just this last week, and I actually 3-0'd with it, and I did use Spatial Contortion to pump a creature once. And it was Gideon, by the way. I was like, alright, attack you, and then I Spatial Contortion, make it 8 damage. And I won the game.
Thought that would have been right there.
Nope.
Oh, never mind.
Oh well.
Hey, there's Leovold.
Yeah, I think Leovold's going to be an annoying one for Nate to deal with. If he has the spot removal, he'll definitely use it. But it can be spatially contorted. trying to find the promo one in here?
No, I thought I'd quickly see if Commander's in here.
I mean, it was recently released, so
Nope.
probably not. Yeah. TCG's on top of it, though, it seems.
Yeah. I just have to then rearrange everything again to show the card. Engineered explosives on 3. It's gonna work.
Yeah. Mox Diamond doing work here.
Matt is searching for one more basic land he's got in his deck. Oh, he does. He's playing 4 basics.
They're important. A lot of people are playing Wasteland, and that I don't ever expect that to stop. Yeah, this is. I love how he plays the one card. It's like, oh, this is gonna kill the Ewit too. He's like, yep, I'm gonna go get this Deathrite Shaman, and I don't care that the Ewit's gonna die.
Yeah. So he did a bunch of work to get a Deathrite Shaman out.
Yeah, he did. I think he doesn't want to get Ghost Quartered out of the game. If he knows about Ghost Quarter.
Yeah, Deathrite Shaman's great.
Yeah. Alright, we're gonna brainstorm. We see a Harpy.
Do you think Nate's one card is the
Shaman.
the Destroyer enchantment creature? I just blanked on the name of it. Thank you, everybody. Reclamation Sage. And he's just hanging on to it.
Maybe.
Just saying, oh yeah, go ahead and play a learn. Do it again.
And a Relic. It's a Relic. Thinking, gonna put Harpy and Relic back on top, he thinks. Maybe?
So the edict question, exclamation point, was what you were predicting, and that wasn't it. I like it. I like it. I got you. Except same effect. I missed that when I was messing with
Yeah.
websites. I like the brainstorm, and then let's do that again.
Nope. We're gonna get rid of his graveyard now. I don't think he can play the Deathrite Shaman as well. Maybe
Yeah,
he can?
that works.
Okay.
He's got the black. Alright, 2 Deathrite Shamans, no graveyards. Take that.
2 Wastelands, nothing to hit.
Ooh, and Nate has
Just
a
straight
engineered
pass.
plague. Too bad those Deathrite Shamans are 1/2s instead of 1/1s.
Yeah, no kidding. That comes up a lot too. Wizards really, they nailed that one.
With the 1/2, yeah.
Let's make the most powerful 1-drop we can possibly create.
Yeah.
And let's give it a second toughness.
just so that
just to make it so...
We don't want it to die in a gut shot.
Yeah, we wouldn't want gut shot being good. That would be terrible.
Alright, so Nate loses some life and gains some life with the Thrag Tusk. And says, oh, I don't have anything in my graveyard for you to Deathrite Shaman away. There's an Allurin. Cavern Harpy. Strix.
Little Strix.
Draws a card. Can we keep it going? Another Harpy. There's some communicating going on here. So he's going to bounce the Strix.
Put the Strix again.
Has to bounce the card back for the second Harpy. Oh.
We're going to return them all using his life total. He's going to play Harpy, cast Strix, and return it. He's going to do the same thing again, I will assume.
Yeah. This looks like fun.
Until he finds something better.
We get to see this Allurin combo demonstrated until... So he's searching for a Parasitic Strix, right?
Right.
He's using Harpy.
Shardless Agent would be better than this Baleful Strix, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That would do the trick.
It's just going to churn through his deck a little faster than drawing a card. Another Baleful Strix. Let's keep drawing. Let's use some life. Yep.
Checks to see if he's played a land this turn.
Definitely not.
Here's what it looks like to get Allure in combo right here.
He doesn't have it yet, but he has 13 life to work with.
Yeah, so you can keep going.
Yes.
Of course, we were watching Storm earlier, and I was like, "Oh, doesn't have it, never didn't have it." Oh wait, he lost.
Yeah,
He doesn't have a black
double diamond. You're really, he's got it, and I'm like, how? How did?
You were just waiting. I'm still not. I'm doing
like,
no.
I don't. Okay, he has like a million cards in hand. I'm like, but what does this do?
Right. That's kind of why I paused too, because the Shardless can't hit the Strix, but the Shardless can find all the stuff that can find, like a Brainstorm.
Interesting.
Uh-oh, we have a food chain is better than a learn out there? Man, if only Brian was here.
Brian would be so happy with that comment.
It seems like we always get a food chain mention.
Mm-hmm.
And usually it's from Brian himself.
Usually from Brian. This is a little weird. Wasn't prepared for
Maybe this is Brian under a different screen name.
He would. He's like, I know.
Nate still is not telling us what this last card is. It's just out of sight. Maybe this whole time he's had the Reclamation stage and he's like, no, I already did that once.
Yep.
Don't want to do it again. I want to see him actually demonstrate this combo. Alright, there's a draw for Ponder. He shuffled Ponder. Yeah, there you go.
It's like a fun combo easier.
Alright, Shardless Agent finds a Deathrite Shaman. Matt has a pile of cards in front of him. Those are all in play.
Yeah, I really like how he's organized them as well. It's really good for the viewer.
Everybody understands what's happening.
Right, it's excellent for the opponent. This way, everybody can know what's going on.
Nate's just watching, going, "Yep, this is." I think, yep.
Oh, look!
You heard him say that, and he heard you say that.
He heard me say it.
And here we go.
And
got 3 of these, 2 of these, 3 of these. Some cards over here doing things, and Nate's keeping track of his life. There we go. You're at 9.
You're 9.
So what he's doing here is he's bouncing the Harpies and then replaying the Shardless Agent, right?
The agent.
Taking the shortcut. Draws a card.
It's a surgical extraction. And he found it!
And Nate had the answer had he played it last turn. Right? If he just put out the Engineer Plague and named Harpy or Strix or... That would have worked.
Your Strix.
If he hadn't played Drag Dusk. That's the card. We knew it all along. We knew what was in his hand. Why doesn't Allurin give Enchantment's Flash? Would have been way more interesting.
Yeah, we needed to make that card.
Bird! Yeah. Strix, bird thing, the wing, owls, whatever they are. If he had named the right thing, which I probably would not have, I want to name Strix. Wrong! You lose.
Well, Strix is a bird.
I know, but if I...
You would have named Strix. It's not an actual creature type.
Are you sure that's what you want to name? Yes, I don't want you playing any Strixes.
This would have happened on MTGO too. Bryce would have like typed in Strix and just like nothing's on Strix, and he's like, "What is that card? Hold on, I need to look it up."
And then it would have taken forever.
All right, so Matt takes it down with Allurin. We gotta see Allurin do its Allurin things.
I haven't actually seen Allurin do that in quite a while.
Yeah,
I've seen Allurin people pick up the deck and go, "Well, I lost because you played Allurin."
Well, either that or they'll just like magically win with like some 1/2 power creatures.
All right, so we have 50-minute rounds going on, right, for Tuesday Legacy?
So 5 more minutes.
Yeah,
and we'll be on with some more Magic.
We won't have quite the break. Looks like
Not quite the break.
Matt cited in some Chites just because you don't know what you're up against, maybe.
Well, it's really important to be able to kill the Thragtusk. So you want to put Jite, that way you have to hit twice and then you can kill it.
or you just sit back with your Death Touch flying 1/1.
This way you get to pump your own creature to survive the hit by Thrun.
Right. Oh, or you get to kill the excavator. It's removal, slow removal, but it could work. Sometimes you don't have an answer to green, black, not Maverick.
I think in this case that would have been an aggro kill. Like you would have thrown it on a bird, and you would hit with it once, and from now on it's attacking for 5.
Wait, do I want to pump for a whole bunch of damage, or do I want to kill your excavator? I like it.
Pump. All right, so not Maverick's gonna lose. Sad panda.
Kess. Kess is a dissident mage.
Yes.
What?
Can we pull up Kess? Did we? I don't think we did.
It'll take us a moment here.
You've been really good at it, so I wanted to.
Here we go.
I wanted people
See?
to. Yeah,
Hours. I did it. There's Kess.
She's a little awesome.
Do you like how Leo and Kess are like? It sounds like a match made in heaven right there, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think they hang out.
That's part of the story, right?
Yes.
They're good friends.
Uh-huh.
So it's like we've got the Avengers, which are sadly the super friends, right?
Yeah.
And then we have the what was going to be the replacement for the Avengers? Not New Mutants, but no, man, I just blanked on my comic book lore. They changed what they were going to do. Anyway, these are the replacements, right? We're going to have this new group of cool legacy playable.
Oh, jeez. They fixed it.
It'd be great if this sees play in like a Grixis deck, right?
Yeah, I actually love this card. And would it be at all weird to see in Legacy?
I think it's a turn too slow, isn't it? Like if it was a 3-drop, then you could play your Brainstorm or whatever.
Yes.
But because it costs 4, you don't automatically get value out of it.
You do have to untap with it.
Yeah. Or you have to play it on turn 5 or have some sort of additional ramp.
Just a turn 5, play it plus Fatal Push, play it plus Brainstorm.
Yeah. And yet, at 4 mana, this is, I think, fairly costed for any other format, right?
Absolutely.
But it doesn't fit in any other format.
Extremely
It's just
powerful.
Commander or Legacy, right?
Right.
So, it's fantastic, but it's also kind of like, if Leovold is as powerful as he is, and he only costs 3, this could have costed 3.
They would have had to lower its toughness so it could be lightning bolted.
I'd rather it get bolted and get to play my Brainstorm than not play it at all. That's kind of too bad.
Oh well.
But
we'll get over it.
Prove me wrong.
I love this card.
Let's see this in a Legacy deck.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see it. It's not going to have as big an impact as Leovold did, though.
I've seen some weird 4s and 5-drops in Legacy, and this one is absolutely powerful enough to be cast. The question is, can you protect it?
And maybe you don't have to.
Yeah, maybe.
You sight it in from in Storm. They sight out all their creature hate, and you go, ha! There's a creature. I don't think that's what you want to be doing on turn 4.
I agree.
Turn 4 and Probe. Yeah. Can you do that? Can you do a Infect cost from the graveyard?
You're casting it from your graveyard. It is different than Flashback in that way.
Right. It's not equal to its mana cost. So
You're absolutely right. You can probe.
Yeah, that's cool.
I agree with you, Jorgensen. I think 3 mana, it would be busted.
Right, well, dropping things on floors. Leovold's busted, right? At 3 mana. So I'm just comparing it to other busted cards.
There are a lot of times where Leovold gets cast and doesn't do anything. This card, I don't feel is going to be like that very often.
Hit off company? No good.
Yeah.
Those 4-colored company decks, that's what you were after. I got you.
Yeah. I love playing Sultai cards in my company deck.
Yeah. Or Grixis ones. Those two.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah.
Alright, let's see where we're at here. We got time called. Oh yeah, there's a white thing. That's just what we wanted. Goodness. Alright. We're at the break of we have 5 minutes to kill, so yeah, you can hit Shardless off company. There you go. Soggy, where are you hanging out? Where are you from, sir? Give me an idea where you guys who have been chatting with us, where you guys are in
this world.
In the world or in the country. I mean, it's 8:50 here. We're in the Mountain Time Zone.
Yeah.
So some of you guys it's bedtime. Should be asleep. I would be. Some of you guys just got off work, maybe.
Maybe.
Or, yeah. So this is
Ian.
Ian. That doesn't make any sense. Where? No. So Ian's probably here, but he's not here.
Why would you be here but not here?
Yeah, yeah. He's probably just right around here somewhere, hanging out
understand.
outside on his phone. Did you enjoy, Ian? Did you enjoy the brew that was whatever Nate was just playing? You got Chalice. You got Thorn of Amethyst. Seems like right up your alley. Get to ramp stuff out. See?
Been working?
Boo.
That's like the worst excuse I've ever heard.
Yeah. I think Jorgensen is working right now. So.
Jorgensen probably is working.
Yeah.
Maybe he is omnipresent.
I'll update this while we're hanging out here for a couple more minutes.
Come on.
I used up all of my excitement in the. No, I want that there forever.
You want there forever. No bridge, no good.
There we go. There we go. If it doesn't have ensnaring bridge, why even bother? See, whoever was asking what deck you should play in Legacy, that's exactly the type of answer.
Just put ensnaring bridges in your deck.
You don't know how to relax. All you got to do is join us on Tuesdays, right? You obviously know how to relax. Perfect.
Seems like you're relaxing right now.
All right, right? Yeah. I think Jorgensen still has the highest. Let's pull this up. Where is this thing? Top Cheer by Jorgensen, 500 bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, still right there. Right at the
Winner.
top. If you guys want, we have we've been steadily getting more and more followers.
We have.
And a decent number of subscribers. I think we actually hit a subscriber milestone, right, while we were out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we'll figure out how to do a giveaway for some of our subscribers.
Yeah, we've been talking about it a little bit with Brian. It's something that Brian is passionate about. He wants to do a giveaway. So do I. I want to give things away
All right, let's pull.
that aren't mine.
It may appear that our eyes are untrained, huh? Is that what you're saying? I see what you are. I see.
I actually spent some time training my eye. I'm not going to tell you how much, but trained it. It done been trained.
All right. So I've already plugged one website that I'd never heard of before.
Okay.
So real quick, I'm going to while we're waiting here, we're going to chat about. Have you checked out any of these pages?
I have not.
So Kitchen Table Magic is like a podcast where
Okay.
the guy does interviews with a whole bunch of different people, and some of them are pretty fantastic.
Yeah.
You guys need something to do?
I do. Yeah, I think Brian said that there was one that they interviewed Richard Garfield.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
Eternal Durdles is we had Corey in here last Tuesday. He gave a pretty good breakdown of it. And Nate is actually a part of it, the player we just saw brewing. So they do some pretty cool brews and interesting, a different take inside Legacy, right?
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool. And if you guys want to support Paragon City Games, which is the store we're streaming out of here, they have a TCG player page, right? So
Right.
you can just type in Paragon City Games.
We sell cards.
And get some pretty good deals on
Mhm.
some good cards that way.
I got to finger through their TCG stuff. Snagged a foil Oracle
Ooh.
of Moldiah.
Yeah.
I was really
That's a
happy
card.
about that one.
All right. Looks like we got some guys
They have
sitting
some
down here.
sweet foils.
And they also have some pretty sweet dice that are available on their main webpage.
Right.
All right. I'll get these guys.
And we have these. I always like showing these off because I actually own one. These are
Oh, I'm
they're
making it
called
hard.
Goifrox. These are metal dies.
You know, we do not stock Japanese cards much. There isn't a huge demand for them here. There is somebody here that could get Japanese cards, though.
Mm-hmm.
He has a very good connection with a Asian company.
Yes.
All right, so it looks like we're going to have Tyler again. And Tyler was playing...
Storm? Question mark?
Storm, right? No. Was he on Storm? He was on the last table.
Oh, that was the weird deck that we didn't know what to call. Huh.
And we're going to have some miracles here.
Do you know that Josh is on Miracles?
Dude.
Excellent. I really, really enjoy watching Josh play Miracles.
It is actually pretty good.
He is just
we'll see
incredibly skilled player.
And we'll double check. All right, so this is probably what we got going on here. Let's wait for these guys to sit down. And our other match, we've got Danny on Storm again. We're just going to see some Storm action. And Jeff, Jeff, I think, was playing an Abzan deck last
Okay.
Or
he was playing Maverick last
Maverick.
or 2 weeks ago. Jorgensen probably. Honestly, a couple of the owners of Paragon City, they have connections. Let's just be vague.
Yep.
They have connections.
Yep.
They can get Magic cards, just about anything for reals.
And for you, Jorgensen, I think these guys would be willing to do some work for you.
I would agree with you.
For somebody that's joining us every single Tuesday and I think on Fridays as well, aren't you often?
Oh look, we even have
a real start time. Ooh,
he gave us a couple decks.
Yeah.
So Danny is on Storm. That's right, we've seen him.
All right, here we are. We actually got this right. We got Josh on Miracles. We got Tyler on either Sneak and Show or Show and Tell or Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, we didn't.
I saw.
We had the Limb Duels Vault.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Which
we're not really sure what he's on. He had a Cutting Wish. He had Force of Will. He need Force of...
So he's on something.
Yeah.
I think that's a...
I'm actually kind of interested in this. I want to see what Tyler's doing, and I like watching Josh play. I learn things when Josh plays. I like learning
how to play quickly. Yeah, Jorgensen, if you want to whisper, which is a thing, or
you can also message us on our Facebook page.
Yes.
I do know now that I'm an employee here, we do check that.
Yes.
We do.
Regularly.
So if you want to put in an order like that, I'm sure that we'll be checking on that. And
yep, some cards are harder to obtain than others because of the if they're high priced, then it's a lot of work to get some certain cards, right? Because Paragon City Games does a really good puts a good effort forth to try and keep prices low.
Yes.
And certain cards you can't get low prices on.
Oh man, actually I need to say something about that because chat, let me know if you've had this experience too, because when I go to stores and looking for singles, is it just me or do they add like $1 or $2 on top of whatever the market price is on the card? Like a convenience tax.
Sure.
Do stores do that?
You're here in person, and so this is a little bit more.
Because I've experienced that firsthand in many different stores, and it drives me absolutely insane. Here, we actually just take the market price and then do like a 5% down or something like that.
That's 5% off.
5% down on all of your purchases.
Yep.
That's what we do. We actually cut under the market price. I've never seen a store do that ever in my life. So I find it very impressive that they are able to do that here.
What decks are being played? So this is round 3, just getting started. This is the first time we've seen Josh today. He's on a Miracles build, on Important Miracles. And Tyler, we saw a variety of different cards. We saw Cunning Wish, Force of Will. I believe it was a Limdal's Vault. Limduel's Vault.
Lim dash.
I think there it is again. So we'll see what this actually is. I think that this store here that we're streaming out of is the exception to that rule, right? It's also hard for them to keep some cards in stock, though, because when certain cards that are highly sought after are here, they go quickly.
Yeah, see, this is exactly what I'm telling you guys. We actually cut under market price.
Yep. And that's true for the cards that are on their TCG page as well.
They do, yeah, they do it on TCG.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Most of those cards are priced, for condition, and they're lower than you'll find elsewhere.
Blue black Omnitel. Okay, see, Jorgensen knows what this is. We were unsure, but that does sound.
Yeah, when
if you're saying that's what it is, I'm
Cunning
gonna trust
Wish
you.
came out, yeah, it's got to be what it is. We just didn't see it long enough to say for sure. We saw it very briefly in between our other match.
Yeah, Eureka Hall. I agree. He is a very talented player. You think Tyler's on Delver? We haven't seen anything that suggests Delver.
So, unless there's a random Delver in a different list. Yes, I agree. That's what I thought at first too, but
okay.
Since we didn't see much else.
Well, hopefully we'll find out.
Josh has a Daze in hand, and a bunch of lands, which is always what you want when you're on the draw. Delver into Basic Island into Preordain. Yeah.
Yeah, Omnitel. I don't usually see Preordains in non-Omnitel decks. Not usually, anyway.
Right. It's more fun if we don't know for sure, right?
Yes.
So that's why there's a big old blank right next to Tyler's name. We're just going to leave it that way until we see that Omniscience.
Right, not Maverick.
Not Storm.
Yeah, no worries, Patty. We've been unsure about the deck, so we don't really know. Just it didn't scream Delver to me is all.
Josh is over there with some signed Mark Poole Beta Islands. All right, here's the vault. This gets to be read, right?
Yeah, Limdul's Vault is trash. Limdul Vault is a really interesting card. Whoa. He's gonna let this resolve. Okay, so while we pull this up, you get to look at 5 cards, and then you can pay a life and put those on the bottom of your deck to repeat the process, and then you get to rearrange them as you like. You don't actually get any card draw value out of it, but you pretty much get to put what card you want to be on top of your deck on top of there's a slash. Yeah,
is that a hyphen?
Or hyphen, yes.
Being rude. It's not gonna let me. Silliness. Yeah, there it is. Why didn't it pull up from the other one?
I don't know. Yeah, so he's gonna find the thing he wants. He's gonna put it where he wants. And you know what would just make me so happy? is seeing him put what he wants on the top of his deck, and then Josh just predicting it.
That'd be great. There it is. This is the Commander version, which is cleaned up quite nicely as opposed to the Alliances version.
Yeah, Josh does keep looking at it like.
This is what Josh had to read.
He's like, what? You just keep doing this? What?
Yes, Daze is definitely the new spice in here. I think it's a 3 of in the new Miracles list. And Josh, I believe, is running a Mentor-less build without Mentor.
Yeah, exactly. Josh doesn't know what he's doing, but wouldn't it just be fantastic?
All right, here's the version that you can actually read. I think you have to play with the old version, though, right? Make your opponent go, okay, you read it. I shouldn't have to explain it.
It's like Chains of Mephistopheles.
Yes, predictable mill the top card no matter what. It's more fun if you get the draw off the card.
Yeah. I mean, you still do get the draw off the card, just
not two.
Yeah.
The extra draw. Here comes the Daze, right? So Tyler went down to 13 doing all of that.
Okay.
He fetched a couple times. So, I mean, he's at 13 now.
Yeah. You're gonna have to pay some life for Limdol's Vault to get you situated where you want to be.
Show and tell.
Show and tell.
And he's got Force of Will backup, looks like.
Let's just daze that. Oh, he's just casting it. Just casting the daze.
Yeah.
Why not?
And
force it.
Josh has a
I'm
Force of
gonna
Will
force
for his own. That show and tell. All of that work to get that show and tell. And
If he forces
you can
force.
see Josh getting excited. Here we go. Here we go.
So one of those Force of Will should not be in his graveyard. Am I right about that?
Right.
Do you want me to go let him know?
It probably is not going to matter. I don't think
Okay.
he's got anything that can. But yes.
If it comes up, then
yeah,
I'll let them know.
Yeah.
But it more than likely won't. Yeah, Daze did look good there.
The 2 mana, pay 1 more for this show and tell. Yeah, one of those Force of Wills in his group.
Yeah, Patrick, he's just looking for that one card, right? So he doesn't really care what's under that.
And Josh is sitting on a Flooded Strand and an island in hand, and we know Tyler has an Emberpool. 3 mana, 12 more mana, he's there. That's all he needs. There's one. Countdown starts.
Yep, he's gonna get there.
Josh says, I don't want to draw any more lands, so I'm going to fetch now. I'm going to thin my deck by 1.
Mm-hmm. Percentages.
Yeah, yep.
Tight percentages.
Oof. He drew land. It didn't work.
Nope. On the bright side, it's a pretty cool land.
the signed
Signed Mark Pool.
signed islands, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, from this distance, maybe he signed his own name on
Yeah, he probably did.
it. Alright, we'll update the deck name. It's safe. I was hoping we were going to have something crazy cool. But this is actually kind of funny. Whoa,
Blue
question mark? Alright, what I miss while I was updating this deck name? A land was
A
played.
land. There's miracles.
Could still be Show and Delver.
Show and tell.
Yes.
Says Luxac Delver Clip.
He's been waiting this whole time. Where's the Delver? Why hasn't a Delver been played? Alright, I play my Delver, and on the next turn I reveal Show and Tell! Flipped, never didn't have it.
I want to see somebody cast Show and Tell, and off their Show and Tell, they play their own Delver.
Why pay 1 blue for Delver when you can play a blue and 2 colorless and just put it right into play?
Right.
There you go. And then you Limdol's Vault to make sure that you have an instant or sorcery on top of your library.
Yeah.
That's great.
Alright, Portent. Josh is casting a card.
Oh, was that a Terminus or was that a Mentor that I missed?
Looked Terminus to me. But what do I know?
All right,
The answer is not a whole
the
lot.
days it's in Josh's hand is going to be super important because Tyler is going to ramp up to 15 lands here eventually. And on turn 15, or 14 here because of Ancient Tomb, Tyler's going to say, ha ha!
Cast a miracle. And Josh is gonna daze it. It's gonna happen. No, I'm like 100% sure that this daze is gonna get used for
So
as a blue card for Force of Will before.
Right. Yeah. Well, and you can't counter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
But he can try.
He could.
Yeah. He wasn't going to counter it. He was going to daze it. Everyone knows that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Come on. We got an Intuition. It's going to take some damage. Going down to 9. Off a Ancient Tomb that's super glare right there on the bottom. Ooh. this whole time I've been like
Oh,
hanging out here on the edge of the screen
Just
fantastically.
a little bit.
There we go.
It's a little better, isn't it?
I think Josh only is playing lands, guys. All right. He's gonna pick 3 show and tells off his intuition. Okay. Not sure why we got the little thing going on there, but there it is. 3 cards reveal them. Target opponent chooses one. I wonder which one Josh chose.
I choose show and tell.
Yep.
Okay, it was a mentor. It was a mentor.
Ooh, there it is. And the show and tell got dazed, right? That's what just happened.
Mhm.
That I quickly missed.
Yeah.
He used all his mana, and he played right into a daze.
Oops! I
Yeah.
accidentally made your dead
See?
card good.
Pretty sure that Emrakul just got dazed, guys. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what just happened.
I saw it.
Yeah, it's still in his hand, but it was going to come into play, and it is not in play. All right, let's go to game 2 because whoops.
Because when you lose to a daze that hard,
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
it's just correct to pack it up.
Right. Oops. If I had just waited a turn, okay. So while these guys are doing that, let's look and see. We can quickly transition over here to see this. We're probably on game 2 here.
I love how these 2 tables are on the same table, and one table's all bright and stuff, and this
Right.
one.
It's all.
I don't know if we can
it's
change
the camera
that.
settings.
Probably.
All right. Here's a Gitaxian probe. We get to see Jeff on Maverick here, on some Knight of the Reliquary, Crucible of the Magus of the Crucible.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
Play them on. Oh yeah, I'll brainstorm.
Yeah. I've got
Yes,
this
you
guy.
will.
You've got this lady. I've got this guy. His brain is exploding.
So Jeff is going to try to kill Danny before Danny plays solitaire really well.
So wait. The one guy is going to try and kill the other guy before the guy kills him.
Well, Danny doesn't really try to kill anybody. He just tries to play one card.
Oh, okay.
I guess the game ends when he plays it.
He's just going to play one card after playing a whole bunch of other cards.
Right, Storm, when you play Storm, you don't actually have an opponent.
Unless your opponent is playing Storm, and then you have to play one card that totally ruins everything.
And then it's 2 people
Yeah.
playing, but not together.
Right.
Okay. I tease on Storm so much, but in all reality, it really does take a high skill set to be able to play it efficiently.
So didn't we get a Storm reprint somewhere recently?
Recently.
Where was it on the?
I haven't seen anything.
Which card am I thinking of now? Maybe it was a promo from HasCon.
Oh, have they released more promos for
No,
Hasbro?
there was just the 3. That's what I'm thinking of. Let's make sure that our other game isn't going yet. Not quite yet.
This is one of those times where I want to mention how much better Bing is than Google.
Why is this?
Said no one.
Why is this a thing? I think everything just stopped.
Just go to Google.
It actually just stopped
Oh.
the whole awesomeness.
Bing just broke our entire system. Now we have to pull everything back up.
Oh dear. Okay, we're back. Oof. Perfect.
We have to go to Google. Why in the world is Bing on this computer?
Here we go.
Alright. Alright, so Deathray Shaman in. This will make things a little worse if Past in Flames is going to be the way to do things.
No, wasn't that? Where was it?
Oh, since this deck is actually Maverick, we have to call it not Maverick.
Right. That makes sense.
Right. Since we actually confirmed. Right.
Huh.
Yeah, where's Captain QC? Isn't he the one who's always like, hey, I want to see Maverick. I want to see Maverick. And then Jeff has been playing Maverick the last couple weeks and just no Captain QC.
Man, why the slowness suddenly?
Only took 3 rounds of seeing the deck to figure it out. This is a struggle every week with us. We understand the play-by-play. We understand what's going on in the game, but we can't figure out what the deck is for the life of us.
That's what makes our stream unique.
Right.
I don't want to break everything. Everything's shut down on us here mid-stream while I try and find this out.
Stream seems to be working.
Yeah.
Our internet.
As long as that keeps going. All right.
There's a little Firefox anyway. Not so much. Yeah. You guys had to remind me like 3 times, but we get waterfalls now. It's Davis. Davis plays waterfalls? Yep. See, I know that. I know that because you guys have taught me. Thank you, chat.
Okay. Maybe.
I didn't know before, but now I do. Yeah, he is on Tess.
Yep. And things are happening. Sorry, we're making sure that we don't. All right, we're not even going to worry that things are happening because we're gonna bounce over here.
Yes.
There we go. Let's see if I can find this without things breaking. Right. Here we go. Oh, there's a fetch. Getting off to a very exciting start.
Omnitel doing all the exciting Omnitel things that it does. Gets basic islands, and in this particular version it gets basic swamps. And he just made it Tamagabas. Yep.
Turn 1 Delver!
Turn 1 Delver! Hype! Turn 1 Preordain. Wait, that's not a Delver. Hold on. Wait just a second now.
Oh! It must have been.
You think it's a new commander card?
No, yeah. Okay. I'll pull this up here just a sec.
Oh, he has a Beseiju in hand. Beseiju.
That's rude.
Something gets me feeling that Beseiju is going to come into use. I'm no doctor, but...
I'm not a mathematician, but
I'm not a mathematician.
Card probably is going to work. He's got brainstorms. He's got too many choices. Which card do you play? That one. The one that is going to win the game. Josh doesn't react.
Right.
Okay. That land doesn't matter. Is he going to daze this brainstorm? I don't think that's correct, is it?
It might be. What else are you dazing with the Beseiju in play now?
Right, but there's the Lotus Petal.
I'm not a rocket surgeon, but... Oh, now that I actually work here, I can't do the whole thing like, what do I know? I just work here. Because now I actually do work here, and it makes sense. And it was never meant to make sense. I'm not a brain scientist. Wait, actually, I am. Oh, wait, no. No, that's somebody else. Okay, so Tyler has the show and tell. He's just waiting on a payoff card. He has the Beseiju to make sure that the show and tell will resolve.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's actually pretty close to a victory at this point. This is why I actually like the days, by Josh. Brainstorm's gonna push him there, and we can't have that.
And go get a land.
Basic swamp? No, not basic swamp. Basic island. No, not a basic island.
Yeah, let's just...
Underground sea. You're not playing Wastelands. I want this one.
Yeah. He might be.
Does Miracles? I don't think it does. Looks to have a high land count. Cast Show and Tell. Okay, I'm gonna put Emrakul into play, and
Caracas would work.
Yeah, Caracas would be good.
So this seems fair, right? One's an Emrakul. It has ones in its.
I attack with my Monastery Mentor. Don't block. I can pump it. It has prowess. He takes it. What is he gonna do? Like give it death touch with my blue eye deck?
Target opponent sacrifices a blocking creature.
I guess.
Attack. Josh says, "Oh, I lost." That was great. Okay, so here's a card.
All right.
No, that's not it. Come on. Why isn't this working? What did I do to mess this up? I don't know why I did mess it up. I thought we were on. Oh, we switched it to the other site. That's why.
Did you?
Yeah. I messed things up. It's all my fault, guys. 1 second.
We'll forgive you.
In a moment, here's a card.
In a moment.
Okay. I want you to tell me something that's surprising about this card. Okay. First thing that came to mind. Mind. If you read Mark Rosewater's blog and Talk, right? He has this thing that's become like ubiquitous with Magic players called the Storm Scale, right? Which is when things are ever going to return. Well, what's the highest thing on the Storm Scale? Storm, as a mechanic.
Obviously.
This guy has Storm. It just doesn't quite have Storm.
Right.
It's fantastic. They printed a card, a new card. I mean, okay, it's a Magus, right? Which is a throwback to old cards. That has Storm. I just kind of chuckled when I first saw this guy.
Yeah.
Explode. Wait a
another
minute.
Magus, and it's gonna try to be Mind's Desire. That's what it's gonna try to do.
I just thought that was really funny that I thought there was never going to be Storm ever again, ever, and
we could put it in a commander set.
I guess, but even that, because it goes now. You know, Storm is legal. Commander sets are legal in Legacy.
6 mana is a lot, though. And Mind's Desire is already legal in Legacy.
Right.
And it doesn't see play.
Right. But still, I guess Storm is okay for Commander. If
I guess so.
The Storm Scale does not apply. I guess it is more of a standard type thing, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, definitely interesting.
And sure, here we get another Magus, and yet Run the Map Excavator isn't called Magus. Because then it would have had to be a wizard instead of a snake thing. That's silly.
Doesn't the wizard commander give it haste?
Ooh.
I haven't looked, but I think it does.
The wizard. Oh, we got. I got him right here. You guys are seeing sort of them.
So it's 8 mana to Mind's Desire? No, it's 7. 6 to cast, 1 to activate. Unless I'm missing something that you obviously know that I don't.
Isn't this the commander?
There are 3 of them.
Whoa.
So this is one wizard one. It's the second, and
this one. I mean, there's too many words on that card right there.
I said the same thing.
Whenever another non-token wizard enters the battlefield under your control, if it's in the command, if this is in the command zone, you may pay 1. If you do, you get to create a token of that, and it gains haste.
Yes. So yeah, 8 mana. Okay, I understand, Jorgensen. Thank you. We hadn't pulled up the card yet.
Inala,
Archmage, Ritualist. That is quite the name.
Yeah. She's an Archmage and a Ritualist at the same time.
Yes.
Obviously.
It's kind of a bit like being a Flayer, but being dark.
Being grim.
Or grim. It's like being a confident, but dark.
Uh-oh. Here's some Lotus Petals into Boseiju.
He's thinking about it.
That Daze is just not as good as it was a moment ago.
It was actually kind of surprising to see Josh have Daze in the second game. This deck puts a lot of mana into play very, very quickly, and paying for Daze should be pretty easy. But I guess if you're not patient, and you just go for stuff. It's good to have something that can punish them. Miracles isn't exactly a fast deck. I would probably try to set things up if I were Tyler.
Ponder versus Ponder.
Yeah, but one has a scribbly signature on it.
And Josh is going, okay.
Yeah, you can look at stuff.
I'll let you. You think there's better things to be doing than getting a high storm count? I
Yeah,
guess.
but Commander is about doing what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do things that win games. So, sounds like the card for me.
It's all about coming in second.
It's all about coming in second.
You get to be the guy that took out the other two players and then lost.
Yep. I did the thing, but not all the things.
You don't want to be hated amongst your playgroup. You want to.
No.
You want to purposefully punt so that somebody else still wins.
I have one Commander deck, and it is a deck that kills everybody on the same turn.
Oh, see, that's not fun.
It is.
That's not
It
what
is
you want.
kind of like combo, but I haven't gotten anybody mad at me yet.
Oh.
Maybe it's just
They've
my
all stopped
smiling
playing
face.
with you?
No, I don't play a lot. Kind of hard to get mad at the person who only plays like once a month or less.
Yeah, that's right.
A true group hug player. No, I hate group hug decks. Oh my goodness.
Another Ponder. We're in the very exciting phase of the game here, where Josh only has one land.
See, Jorgensen, if I played group hug, that would imply that I cared about the other people I'm playing with, which just isn't true.
No, just kill me as quick as you can, please. I'm the threat. It's one or the other, isn't it? I'm doing nothing at all because I don't have nearly as many lands as you guys. Or, hey, I'm helping everybody. Or, I'm the threat. Those
I like being the guy that's just, I'm doing nothing, I'm doing nothing, I'm doing nothing. Don't look over here. And then people are finally like, hey, I think Kyra's going to do something. And then I'm like, oh yeah, about to do stuff. And then I do, and then I win.
Oh.
Yeah. Remind to never play Magic with Kyra. Yep. Yeah, good plan. Don't play Magic with me.
Oh, Boseiju comes down. Josh goes, huh.
I'm actually like super friendly when I play
I'm
Magic.
going to counterspell that land.
I know.
Hey, there's your second land. Just right on time. Right on time.
Yep,
Perfect.
found it.
Perfect. Are we going to see another show and tell Emrakul versus Mentor? That'll be fun. Worked out really well last game.
Yeah, I did. Oh no, he has the Jailer.
Ooh.
He has the
that's
Jailer in
intriguing.
hand. Yeah. So if he shows and tells that this Jailer is just gonna be like,
Yeah.
my I'll take the
I'll
Emrakul.
exile that.
Yeah. No, Jorgensen, actually, I'm like the least salty Magic player you could ever play against. I'll lose in the most brutal, like, terrible way possible, and I'll just look at you and I'll be like, that was pretty cool.
Well done, sir.
Yeah, I'm not.
You did the thing.
People keep asking to play test with me, so I guess I'm a decent opponent. I don't really know.
Or they just really like to win when they play test, right?
If I was allowed to flip somebody off on camera.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
All right. Brainstorm gets Force of Willed. Take that, Boseiju.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't protect
Got
us.
it. Yeah, so now Now he's going to do
Ooh,
Omniscience.
Thoughtseize, that needs to get forced as well, sadly. Yep.
Yep, this is going to get forced.
So this is kind of interesting, right?
This tells Tyler a lot.
Yeah, I've got this card in my hand that I do not want to lose. Oh, but Tyler has another Thoughtseize. That's rude. Josh has the answer, and Tyler's going to take it from him.
Yeah, he's just going to Thoughtseize again. Oh, that feels so bad.
Josh has another force, but I think he doesn't have a second blue card. Oh, he's got a mentor. Why is he playing with those mentors? What is this card hiding underneath these two other ones?
Do we want to pull up this card, even though it's going to get Thoughtseized? I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it. It's a... Yeah, sure. It's like, yeah, I guess I'll take the Jailer. That's fine.
Except I'm on the wrong thing now. Keep going back and forth. If only we had like two different things, right? And I used them properly. Ah, here comes Mentor.
If the internet
The race is on. The internet race is going slowly.
So we're going to pull up Jailer. The reason he took Jailer is because it actually will exile the Emrakul off of the show and tell.
Maybe. Wow.
If our internet weren't just dirt slow, we'd be happy to show you.
We're expending a little too much energy to do all this cool stuff.
All right, and we go into Omniscience, and here's the Emrakul. He puts the Omniscience in his graveyard. Like, okay, I used this.
Here's the card that would have worked had it not got Thoughtseized the second time.
You become the Monarch.
Which is the line that's important.
Yes.
Actually, it would have been effective too. But
enter the battlefield, exile target creature an opponent controls until an opponent becomes the Monarch, which, let's be real, Omnitel's not going to do.
Yep.
Alright, and that'll wrap things
so
up.
He lost two. He forced a Brainstorm, and then he forced a Thoughtseize. So if he hadn't forced the first Brainstorm, he wouldn't have lost to the second Thoughtseize. He would have had enough blue cards to force again. Right?
Yeah,
obviously.
he could have. No, I thought he did. Or did he force the Brainstorm? Okay.
So he had three forces in hand at that point. And it wasn't a bad play, right? You're stopping the combo from getting there. And because of Beseiju out, chances are you're not going to be able to counter something else.
Right, and exactly, Jorgensen. The Jailer was never going to be relevant because the only way it's relevant is if Show and Tell gets cast and the person who cast Show and Tell chooses Emrakul to put into play.
Right.
Since it's Omniscience into Emrakul, they're casting the Emrakul and they get to take another turn, making the Jailer pointless. An actual 2/2. Just here's my 2/2. Oh, and I'm the Monarch.
Yeah.
Did I mention I'm the
Monarch?
Monarch?
Oh.
Until Emrakul hits me.
Where do we go? Where do we go? There's the Jailer. And we're going to go like this. Goodness.
Both of our matches have wrapped up.
There we go.
Did we have
Sorry,
a time?
guys. We do have a time. We have a little break.
A little break. And by that you mean a large break.
Yeah. We only have 18 players, so our first round did go to time.
It did.
It went into turn. And so we've got 20 minutes before round 3 might be over here.
Yeah.
And I'm falling asleep on you here.
Yeah,
there we
don't
go.
do that.
Ah, well, I'm waiting.
We got one more round.
Okay.
What does this look like?
So
Friday?
we're gonna look at other commander cards then.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
I need to see these cards.
Let's do it like this.
I feel like every commander set that ever comes out, there's always like a couple cards that matter in Legacy. Although I think the last two they've done a good job avoiding giving Legacy players good things to have. They it's almost like they learned their lesson from True Name Nemesis and like Flusterstorm and these super expensive cards that you can't really get anymore because the availability is so bad. So is Urza's block just the most broken block ever? Yes.
I guess it depends on context. For sure, it's broken, but
As far as it in its standard format, yes.
Yeah, mirrored in block I think was also quite broken.
Very, very broken. Yeah, agreed, Jorgensen. I think the Jiller is fantastic, but there are better things to be putting into play off of show and tell. Artillery Academy, Palancron, Sneak Attack. Oh yeah, all the things. We get all sorts of silly things.
Alright. Is this gonna work? We get the scroll cards. It's almost gonna work. Alright. This way we can look at a couple at once.
Okay. So I think this is all the cards that we're about to show because Marquez has already been shown. Here, yeah, we can transition.
Alright, so I believe these are the new cards that are showing up in Commander.
Yeah.
Or Commander exclusive cards that are not reprints from other sets.
Marquesa has been printed before.
Right.
But
she's the yeah.
In the past.
I'm not sure how they.
Or she was printed in Conspiracy, the original Conspiracy.
Yeah. There's some cards
Exactly.
that were definitely are more broken now than they once upon were, for sure. All right, Portal Mage. Portal Mage, you get to during the declare attacker step, you can reselect which player target attacking creature is attacking.
That's super interesting.
Right. So your mage comes down, you flash it out during attackers, after declares during the declare attacker step. So right after they've been declared, and you get to re-choose. Well, you get to throw a portal in front of a guy, and instead of it coming at you, you get to make it go to somebody else.
See, I would actually use it for different things. You know those people who are always like super, super nice to the person that could take lethal? You know, like, I could kill this person, but I'm going to let them play a little longer, so I'm not going to attack them. I would just be like, yeah, Portal Mage, you're attacking him, whether you like it or not.
So wait. Sneak attack, cutthroats. I think there was an endless worm, right? In that you could sneak attack out like a 9/9 or something.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? There's that Magus of the Mind. We've got Sidisi's Hand. You get to skip your draw step. At the beginning of your upkeep, you look at the top 3 cards of your library and put one of them in your hand and the rest in your graveyard. Okay, I'll do that. And then you get to pay 1 black and exile some X number of cards from your graveyard and kill a creature. Because your graveyard's going to fill up.
See, I was such a big fan of Sidisi that I see this and I'm just like, I just want to play those 2 cards together. That seems great.
Yeah,
I like this card.
Alright, I like the Chemister.
Uh-huh.
This is an interesting card. It has haste, it costs 3. The turn it comes out, you can exile an instant sorcery card from your graveyard, and then the next turn after you untap, right? So you could drop that out at your opponent's turn, and sack it, and cast any number of cards that you've exiled without paying their cost.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You can do all sorts of crazy things with this card. It's really awesome.
Yeah.
The longer it stays in play, the more insane you're going to make it.
But you also get to play the fun game of, alright, I'm gonna exile a card, and then they go, response, kill it.
Yeah.
And so it's like a greed thing, right?
Yeah.
That's fantastic for Commander. I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Alright, we've got a shadow that shifts.
Oh, these are the type of cards I look at and I go, they're going to make me read this.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. We should just move on. Okay, here we go. Enchanted creature has haste, and at the beginning of your upkeep, destroy this creature. Seems that we should just stop right there. Okay, also, you get to reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card, put that card on the battlefield, and attach Shifting Shadow to it.
You cascade until you hit a creature, basically.
Yeah.
And then you put the Shifting Shadow on it, and every turn you're going to do that, and all these creatures will have haste.
Right, which makes no sense whatsoever. Why is it a shadow? What? Why does it have to die? Because the shadow is dying, and I'm lost.
I kind of am too. I mean, it's like a shadow that possesses a creature, I guess, right? I don't know. It's a really cool card. I like it. You're gonna get the come into play effect. The creature has haste, so there are a lot of cards that I feel like, oh, you're gonna have to untap with it to make it good, and this card's just really interesting.
Yeah. And it's an enchantment, an enchant creature that does something different.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, it's a shadow that kills things. We've seen the Vindictive Lich. I'm going to have a hard time saying that correctly every time I see that card now. And here's this Pretender, right? This Pretender is fantastic. Okay, so if you guys have a sec, pull up Marsil. Is Marsil the Pretender?
Yes.
Pull it up on Gather. In fact, let's see if I can pull it up on Gather real quick here. Let's drop this. Alright. Oh, already doing it. Doing it wrong already. Alright, give me just a sec because the internet's slow. You guys can beat me to it if you want to play along at home.
It's Marsil.
The Pretender. Okay.
Marsil.
Alright, so what gets interesting here is the
rulings
on this card. Alright, so
11 rulings already.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
correct.
This card hasn't even come out yet. And let's get into this. Okay. Here we go. This is important. We need to... Okay, so this is Marsil, right? Let's see. It's right here. Here's the card.
Let's read it real quick.
Okay.
Okay,
so the card says, when it enters the battlefield, you may exile an artifact or creature card from your hand or graveyard and put a cage counter on it. Then, Marsil the Pretender has all the activated abilities of all the cards you own in exile with cage counters on them.
Okay.
You may activate each one of those abilities once each turn. So what this allows you to do is you can exile a card like in Print, right? But if Marsil dies and you replay it, you still have that card imprinted,
okay.
right? Because it's an exiled card with a cage counter on it, and that's what it's referring to,
Okay.
right? But look at some of these rulings.
And Jorgensen just pointed this out. All these rulings are dated
Ooh,
in the future.
From the future? That's awesome. 10 days from now, these things come into effect. All right. So the exile cards remain exiled with cage counters, even if she leaves the battlefield. If it returns, that's what I just said. Okay, so it still matters, right? First ruling. If another player gains control of Marsil, it will have all the abilities of only cards that player owns in exile with cage counters. Okay. It tells you what activated abilities are. That's good to know. Okay. Let's skip down here a minute. Down here at the bottom. Here, the second one from the bottom. If Marcilla has a crew ability, creatures can crew Marsil. It will become an artifact creature, but its power and toughness remains unchanged. Here's the last one. If Marsil has an equip ability, activating it won't cause anything to happen. Marsil doesn't become attached to a creature. They may remain friends.
This is an official ruling.
Okay, 4 up from the bottom. If Marsil gains an activated ability that's normally linked to a non-activated ability of the card, so you guys already lost me. Just read it yourself. For example, if Marsil exiles Prototype Portal, the activated ability creates no tokens at all. It doesn't create Prototype Portal tokens. This is gold, right? Like, you need to have this thing printed out if you play Marsil as a commander.
Right.
So you can refer to all of these. It's not even that complicated of a card, and yet it's that complicated of a card.
It kind of is. There are so many interactions that I love it. They may remain friends.
Yeah.
I think I would let my opponent know that. I'd be like, don't worry, I can't actually equip Marcel to something, but we can still be friends.
Yeah. Yeah, the Void Winnower. Let's see, and the third one from the bottom. If Marsil gains an activated ability that's normally linked to another activated ability of the card it came from, those two abilities Marsil gains are linked for as long as Marsil remains on the battlefield. For example, if Marsil exiles Izzet Chemister,
which we just read, right.
Cards exiled with the first ability Marsil gained from Izzet Chemister can be cast if you activate the second ability, right? So that works.
Okay.
But Izzet Chemister itself can't be cast this way. And if Marsil leaves the battlefield before activating the second ability, the card's exiled with the first ability to last forever.
Okay. That makes sense to me. It's a lot of words,
Wow.
but yeah, I get it.
Wow. Oh, goodness.
Yeah,
All
that
right.
last one, that was my favorite.
All right. We'll come back. Real quick, we got to readjust again. That's a card.
It's really good to know that we can remain friends, though. That's just fantastic.
All right. I don't think I have anything else that's quite that fantastic. We've got a Necromancer, which is some pretty sweet art.
Yeah, it's
I
really
just
cool.
want to play with the art. Kindred Dominance. How about 7? For this is great, right? Choose a creature type. Destroy all creatures that aren't of the chosen type.
Okay.
So pretty
for
much
your tribal decks?
except if you're doing dragons, you can just do destroy all non-dragons, right?
Yeah.
For 5 instead of 7.
Crux of Fate.
Crux of Fate. Yeah. That's cool.
Don't know how I remember the name of that card, but I do.
It's important.
Apparently.
Heirloom Blade is a pretty sweet art too. I'm digging that one.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Whenever a equipped creature dies, you may reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature card that shares a creature type. So, I'm probably going to go in a tribal deck, right? And put that card into your hand, and the rest of the bottom of the library in any order, random order.
Yeah.
So, when your creature that's holding this blade dies, then you get to get another creature and put it in your hand, which is just like if you had a really cool sword and you gave it to your descendants. Then I got lost.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how that works.
Okay. Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're putting this like cascade thing. Yeah, Jorgensen, that's awesome. All right, I can equip, and I'll friend zone all of you. None of you can have me.
How about this art? This is a
Edgar
Vulcan
Mark.
Baga.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's some art right there.
I like the Bloodsworn Steward as well, as far as art goes.
The vampire he's standing on his
floating.
tippy toes.
No, he's he's
That's what I thought.
he is flying.
At first, for a moment there, I was like, oh, yeah, he's flying. He's
Yep.
floating. There's a horse.
The horse doesn't need to be there.
Yeah. 4 for a 4/4 flyer. Totally legacy playable.
Right.
Right.
It even gives your commander creatures you control +2/+2 in haste. It's fantastic.
Yeah. All right. We are moving on. I'm sorry, guys.
Whoa.
Here we
come
go.
on.
Here we go.
Let's do this.
We're jumping right into this. These are not the players we have. 1 second. We've got this needs to go away, and we've got Danny. We get to see some more Storm. Right? What do we have around here? This is Danny. So
This could be Gordon.
let's do.
We have 2 Storm players. Oh, goodness gracious.
Let's show Danny
This is-
versus
Yeah, this is Matt.
Matt on
Yeah.
a learn. And we're on round 4. Here we go. We're jumping into this one. Storm versus Allured. One of these combos is going to win.
We're going to see Storm either way. Our backup match is Maverick versus Storm. Alright, and we've already got a Storm counter on. He pulls out 3 foil basic lands to represent the colors that he has.
Oh, no, we're watching this one live.
Oh, that's a different one. Never mind. We had both of them pulled up. My bad, guys. Okay, Death Right Shaman. There we go.
We'll
I'm so
watch
confused.
Yeah. We'll watch the much more slower to develop Storm match here
Sounds good.
instead of the one that's already comboing off. All right, if you guys prefer, we can switch too. Yeah, we'll stay here.
Yeah, we should stay here.
We'll stay
Yeah.
here. That'd be too confusing. That fatal push, probably not going to do much.
Taxiing probe? Yeah, definitely not. Alright, and we're just going to duress. Take the brainstorm. Or, sorry, he's going to brainstorm the response.
That's not bad. You get to see your Learn and Strix. Just going to put back a Force of Will and an Learn. And he can take one of those fatal pushes.
Take my fatal push. Take fatal push. Alright.
Perfect. Just what that card
yeah.
was there for.
Uh-huh.
So I believe Matt stacked it so that Force of Will's coming back first and then a Learn?
Does he not have the fourth mana source?
I'm not sure. He either does or he doesn't. I'm sure of that.
I'm pretty sure those are the two options.
Yep, I think so.
So wise.
Goodness.
This form again.
Round. Here we go. There's a Dark Ritual.
There's another Dark Ritual.
Mercury Masks.
And there's a Lion's Eye Diamond. And a Tutor.
And we're on Storm Count? Question mark.
1, 2, 3, 4. We're on 4. Oh. Did you get Taxiing Probe this turn as well? And the rest?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 6. We're on 6.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna find this out again.
Let's see if he can find a Lotus Petal, alright? Or he might have floating mana.
He has 3.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, no. No, he has more than that.
Which he both has it and doesn't have it. Sorry, you're right. That is the other. There is always that third option.
Yeah.
I always forget about the quantum entangled reality option. That I mean, really, what it is that just goes without saying, right? So you don't need to bring it up.
The fact that I don't even know what that is, just all I can really do is blame parenting.
Is it a live cat or is it a dead cat? We need to know.
The shortages.
Alright, Danny's losing some life, some number of life.
He's going to stop there. He feels like he can get it done with this. Never mind, we're still going.
Yeah. Ponder. Just the card you needed. That last one.
Apparently.
Nope. I hate it when I forget the quantum entangled reality. You got me again.
Every time.
Chrome Mox? That's not fair.
Get rid of duress.
Storm count. Plus? Enough?
8, I believe. 9, 10. It is now enough, for sure.
He could do this any number of different ways. He's going to ride a flame. Burning Wish. I think he's going to wish for a...
Tendrils?
Oh, that's boring.
Yeah, that is boring.
He should wish... it's a F&M Tendrils of Agony,
It is.
which is cooler than other ones.
For reasons.
But it's Tuesday night, so that's totally not a legal play, right? So you can only play those on Fridays.
Exactly. Wizards did come out with a rule that says you cannot use F&M promos during tournaments that are not F&M.
Only if they have the F&M stamp.
Oh,
Big F&M
right.
on the text box.
Yeah.
The new ones are fine. That's why they changed it. Okay, we're gonna just jump blind. Here we go. You guys ready?
And go. Oh,
Perfect.
perfect.
They're mulliganing. Let's go
They're
back.
sideboarding.
Sideboarding, mulliganing, yeah. Hey, the Storm player won, guys.
One on both tables. I think I'm just gonna go home, play solitaire for a couple hours.
And come back and see the end result here.
Well, somebody's just gonna hand me a Storm deck at some point, and they're gonna be like, "Are you sure you can pilot this?" And I'm like, "Dude, you have no idea how much solitaire I played."
So much Storm. Yes, we have seen quite a bit of Storm.
Yeah, I really have.
Oh, so those stamps aren't actually there. They're just they're errated off.
Right. If you look at the Oracle text in Tendrils of Agony, specifically the FNM one,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't state that it's FNM anymore.
Oh,
So,
that's pretty cool. I didn't know that was a thing.
So yeah, I guess we'll have to give him a pass
I
then.
wouldn't be actually surprised if that wasn't it. I mean, the ruling we just saw on a card that hasn't even printed yet. Well, I guess it's been printed. It hasn't even been sold yet.
They have rulings are that date hasn't been there.
Yeah. All right. While these guys do this, the other guys are doing this too.
Okay.
Yep.
Both people just shuffling. It's the way we like to live. Said no one.
Yeah. That's what we saw. It's perfect. Nobody's been able to rule that yet. 10 days from now, that ruling becomes real.
You can have a card that can friend zone other cards. 10 days from now.
Right now, you can play with a proxy of the card, but that wouldn't be legal
Right, because
you can't do whatever you want.
in Commander it matters.
Yeah, totally matters.
Oh, I had this moment. So I used to play EDH once a week, and then I stopped because it was kind of ridiculous. I had this one guy who absolutely hated playing against my brother, because my brother likes to play just these synergetic decks, and he would accidentally combo off using like 6 different cards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he didn't even realize it was an infinite combo until he had all 6 cards on the battlefield, and he's like, oh, that's infinite. I guess I'll win, right? And to me, it's like, whatever. Like he meant to do that. But this guy got so mad at my brother for infinite comboing with that many cards, and I just laugh and I go, oh my goodness, then play a deck that interacts with people. If that's if that's really your issue. But the next week he brings this just win on turn 2 combo deck, right? And he doesn't end up in the pod with my brother. He ends up in the pod with me. And like half of his cards were proxies. And he won on turn 2, and he was so happy about it. Like, oh yeah, I did that. And I just didn't understand the mindset. I was so confused. Like, why?
How can you be so salty on one thing and not on everything else?
Right. Like, why? You hate people for doing this, and then you come and you do it. Not even to the person you were mad at. It was just so weird.
All right. The bird force is rough, so I'm assuming you're talking about the invocation force of will, right? So, and I'm pretty sure, and I think I've said this before, but I read this, that the artist who did this art was told he was doing force of will.
Yeah.
And he was commissioned to do a force of will with, for an invocation, right?
Mm.
So, but if you check out the art on Spell Pierce, you have the flames referenced from the original art of force of will. Like, that would be a pretty cool force of will.
Right.
Instead of
I like it better than the force of will we have.
the playmat that's kind of like a barrier thing going on, force field thing.
Yeah, in reference to the mat that Matt has.
Yeah. Right.
Which is the actual force.
Commander, the friendly format. Exactly.
Yeah, see, this is exactly why I didn't understand. It's like he was like so proud and so happy that he won, and I just went, oh, okay, I guess I'll go find another game to play.
Right.
Oh, alright, whatever.
Some people, that's what they like to do.
It's like, you got me.
Yeah.
Okay. Seriously, the day's art for the invocation is fantastic.
Yep.
I think that's what you're referring to. Yeah, exactly. It really does look like Force of Will. It would make a better Force of Will than the one that they would give.
And so I read that the artist was doing Force of Will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they were switched, because it was switched after he got the commission and what they give you, the art direction, right? They give the artist an art direction.
Right.
Oh yeah, was there a desire for a force reprint because there was similar art for a counterspell?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Matt has gotten to play some cards. It might not matter though. Oh, does it also look exactly like spell, like a regular spell pierce? No.
I'm gonna go with no. Doesn't look a whole lot like Spell Pierce. Definitely looks more like Force of Will with all the flames. I love how you've been doing this a different way. Like
Every time. Yeah. There's spell pierce. Yeah. Yep. I don't. Nope.
I don't see it.
Nope. Sorry.
I mean, I guess it is a thing with a staff, but we're talking about magic here. We've seen a couple of those.
Oh, spell piercing the flames. Okay, so if we go back, that's too much work.
Sure.
While we watch these storm players do their storm thing, well, one of them storming, the other going to be storming.
Yeah. So.
Is he?
I think he's responding to the Cabal ritual, or not ritual.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. The guy in the spell pierce art is responding to his therapy.
No.
You got me lost. So he's piercing the flames. I thought the flames were behind him. I guess I could be. He's walking through the flames with a line. Okay, so he's piercing. Sure. If you say so. People are gonna be like, "Why is spell pierce?"
I haven't seen the Spell Pierce yet. All right, Glutinous Cream down.
Maybe I'm making up things. If an art.
Spell Pierce was for Pact of Negation?
Yeah, I don't have the article pulled up, so I don't. This was quite a while ago that I read it. Hey, look! It's empty the ones for 1, 2, 3, counting 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7?
6 or 7. He pointed at some number of things.
I think we'll find out.
2. Probably more than 2.
Yeah, I like having 2 tokens when you get a lot of them. That's a 14. So it was for 7.
That's rude. I had a storm player. In fact, it was Danny did that to me on Saturday for 14.
What a jerk.
I couldn't win.
You should really consider the way he treats people. To be rude.
Yeah.
You should.
Yep.
You should
If I had a stifle,
You
I
should
could have stifled the storm trigger, but I didn't.
You should reflect on that as a person.
I think he's going to attack. What do you think?
Yeah, and I think we're going to see some blocks.
Oh, 2 of those goblins are dead. All 3 of them? 3 of them are going to die. From 14 down to 11.
Lose 11, go down to 7.
Some of these games are a little tricky to find the line where you can commentate successfully on making them interesting. This is one of those.
Yeah, he's gonna, and then he's gonna Cabal Therapy, and does he miss? I thought he knew what was in his hand, but maybe not. He's gonna gain 2 life.
Yeah, get that life back.
What did he exile? Did he?
Maybe didn't have a land to exile.
I think he's thinking that the Death Right had just come into play.
Oh.
But what creature did he exile to gain a life? I think the Strix is supposed to be in the graveyard. Or in the exile, sorry.
Unless it's that crane. Unless I missed that.
No, he Force of Willed the Crane.
That makes more sense.
Okay,
There
you caught
we go.
it. Yeah,
there we go. Strix in the graveyard. This is round 4, where everything is crisp and perfect.
Right. It's when everybody's getting tired. Every time.
Yeah.
I think my favorite was Paul's and Davis's match. Like one of my first weeks doing this. Oh. They butchered like every play for like 4 straight turns.
And they're both undefeated at that point.
Yeah.
So they've been playing cleanly until that point.
Oh, it was so funny.
All right. How do you deal with, how many do we have left? 13 of these guys?
10. He went down to 11 off the
right.
blocks, and then he Cabal Therapied.
Okay. 10 left. He's at 9 life.
And he's just going to play LAD and... Alright. I guess
And-
when you
and
have it
10
all, you
goes
have
for
it
the
all,
win.
right?
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, just
Truth.
echoing truth.
Okay.
And roll attack.
That'll
Okay.
work. Echoing Truth, those 2 Death Ray Shamans
Yep,
and
seems
win.
alright.
Or I'll play my LED
Alright.
and win that way.
That's 2-0 for Danny. And we will take a look at our other match, which is still going. Which to me implies that
1-1?
Jeff won a game.
All right, let's call it a 1-1. We'll make it up because we don't know. All right, nothing like watching another game of Storm.
Mm-hmm.
This mine might be slightly different because it's a different game.
It is.
And Gordon might be taking a mulligan here. All right. Yeah, could have been. Well, that's a great guess.
That is a great guess.
Pretty sure that's what happened, actually. We weren't watching at all, but...
I would assume that Thalia came down and they weren't able to deal with it.
Said, nope. Gordon scries, so he's going to keep this. And he's... Oh, Jeff's on the play.
Does that mean
maybe-
Jeff won game 1?
Maybe so.
Oh, we saw
Or
him storming off in
Possibly
game 1.
we're on turn 2, or game 2.
Maybe.
Let's look at this a little closer. Here we go. There's some
Yeah, we could be on game 2.
lining cards. Super reflective.
He's got Canonist.
After throwing Canonist on turn 2, you know what really hurts is when you're on the draw and you have a turn 2 Canonist versus your Storm opponent and he wins on turn 2. That happened to me last Saturday. Versus Danny.
That is the most tragic story I've ever heard.
No, it's not. But it's not. It's rough when you have the sideboard card. You draw the sideboard card. You have it in hand. You go, okay.
It just doesn't
I
get
just
there.
need to live past turn 2, and you don't get to.
That's how I feel like when I play Leyline of the Void. It never ends up in my opener. I don't even know why I play it. It's just never in my opener, so I'm just like, alright, I just need to get to turn 4.
In Legacy, yeah, versus like graveyard reanimation decks that win on turn 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like I just need to get to turn 4 and draw the card.
Well, that's the thing is I will draw it. I'll always draw it.
If you always draw it, then I think the correct choice is to mulligan until you draw it.
Yeah, but I can't draw it off in my opener. I told you that.
Right, so you keep mulliganing until you draw it.
I just mulligan to 0.
Sometimes that might be the right choice.
You can't. There's 100% chance that you will not have Leyline in your opener if you mulligan to 0. Just saying.
Okay. But if you mill down to 1, that's a lot of opportunities to see a.
Right. So
Leyline.
1 in 60. Mm-hmm.
No, way more than that, because you've had the 7 draw, the 6 draw, the 5 draw, the 4 draw.
All right. Okay. Sure. But at that point, it is 1 in 60. All right, Canonist on board. This is huge, because we know that Storm doesn't have a lot of ways to interact with creatures. That's not how math works, Bryce. Hey, what does he look like? A doctor?
Yeah.
Does he look like a brain scientist?
Math works somehow. Pretty sure.
Math works while we're not looking.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if I know how it works or not. It's working.
Math does what it wants.
Yeah. I mean, earlier we were in a quantum massacre. Looks like a blow. It could be. Massacre would probably do some work.
Yeah.
Unless he plays another non-artifact spell right before.
Patrick, you are not a doctor. You want to know how I know? Because I checked. But I'm not a doctor, so what do I know?
Okay, I missed something there, but that's right. Yeah. Fire and Ice. I think just Canonist by itself is going to be hard to beat. But you're right. Massacre will not kill a sorted... now, why does Sword of Fire and Ice and all of the other swords, why does it give it +2/+2? Shouldn't it just give it +2/0? +2/+0?
Plus...
It's a sword, right? Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
you're right.
I guess a sword can be used defensively. but it's not armor.
It's +1/+1 for each side of the sword. You got the fire side and the ice side, each granting +1/+1. Apparently, fire and ice can both be used defensively as well.
Yeah. You can defend with a sword. You're right. I said that too. But come on, this is Magic, where the defense is supposed to be something non-sword related. Hey, look, it's a sword.
Found it. Equip.
How do you contact me? That's a great question. How I should set up a email. I will set up an email address that I haven't created yet, and it's going to be
For now, Meal, you probably just want to whisper us.
Yeah.
Or message us on Paragon City on Facebook until you get something set up.
Yeah. Way too difficult to create. Let's see. What is it going to be?
Yeah, Patrick. Good thing to bring up. Bryce actually has some of his amazing altars here in the store now. They are amazing.
Well, you guys are talking it up. Some of them are pretty cool. I agree.
That's what I said. They're amazing.
Some.
We're saying the
Some
same thing.
of them are really good. Some are just okay. How about that?
Yeah.
Some of them are good enough that I like to play with them, which is the standard I hold my altars to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Neil, if you want to whisper us on here, I will send you an email address that I haven't created yet.
That I haven't created. Excellent.
All right.
It says, here's what I have.
These are the cards. These are other cards. There's 2 piles of cards.
Okay, so Jeff is definitely taking that game down.
Yeah.
And now we get to see if they go to a game 3 or not, because we were just predicting the 1-1. We didn't actually know.
Right. Yes, that would work. Paragon City Media at Gmail. If you want to, some Paragon City themed altars as a giveaway. That's a great idea.
That is a great idea.
Yes, the entire rules reminder text for Marcel.
You can remain friends.
All right, so I think Jeff is undefeated, actually.
Yeah, Jeff will win this one. And that's what, this is a reason to be playing Death and Taxes style decks. I mean, Maverick, is obviously not just straight up Death and Taxes, but...
All right, I believe... this will be an email that you can contact me at Mail Solutions. I just whispered you an email address, which or just use the Paragon City Media at gmail.com would work as well, and they can get stuff to me. Yeah, we had some interesting stuff happening at the beginning that wasn't Storm.
Exactly.
We had a really interesting green deck that in the first round, it was green-black, but we only saw green.
Yeah, it's called Not Maverick. We named it.
And yeah, there was some cool stuff going on with Chalice of the Void, Thorn of Nemesis, Crucible, Magus of the Crucible, and it was green.
Yeah.
Green deck. Where can you view these altars? I do not have them up on a website right now.
To answer your question, the place that you can view these altars are in the store.
Yeah, there are some in a display case, right? Store.
We have his altars in a display case.
I have shown some off on some of the previous streams in between matches when we're killing time.
Mm-hmm.
But
if you really want to go back and watch previous.
If you want to try and watch all the Tuesday streams and find all the downtime.
Find the downtime. Who searches for that? Us talking about spoilers and random articles. It's fantastic. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's not Maverick. No, that's the actual Maverick deck. Not Maverick is the Maverick deck.
Yes, I could post some on
the Facebook page.
On the Facebook page, that's a good idea. I've got photos of them that I've used elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, if you want to go to the Paragon City's Facebook page, I'll post a couple of them on there. If these guys are cool with it. So yeah, they're pretty awesome. These guys are pretty awesome in that they're allowing me to have some of them in store so people can see them. and I try and do alters that are a little bit more unique than other things that have been happening. So something more than just a border extension or throwing a character on a card.
The last one I saw that he did, it was a brainstorm, and he did a guru time lapse of the moon.
And that one's not super unique, but it's been done before. How about that? But that was one of those where, hey, can I achieve this effect? And I think it turned out pretty good.
The day that they put him into the display case, one guy, he's like, I want to see that one, and I just went, of course you want to see that one, like duh. He pulls it out and.
Is it not playable? Okay, so alters being playable is kind of an interesting question. That's a big some alters are more playable than others. The brainstorm, I believe, would be playable.
Yes,
because it's still recognizable as brainstorm art, which is kind of what matters for. But I mean, they're all playable in like Commander or something like that. Yeah. It's just, are they tournament playable? Well, guys, that ends our 4 rounds of Storm and a few other decks that we had for this Tuesday.
Retitle our Storm real quick.
It felt like we saw all the Storm.
We did.
When they're the undefeated ones. Tell Gordon just watch his lock combination on stream. Oh dear, we probably should let him know. That's awesome. But thanks for joining us again, guys. Kyrie, I will be back here next Tuesday.
We will.
We won't abandon you.
No more ditching.
No. And
both of us for the foreseeable future, we could be here.
And we'll have Legacy next Friday as well, with Sean at least casting probably.
Sean. Yeah, we're trying to work out another streamer for Fridays.
Yeah.
We're not sure.
Somebody a little bit more permanent.
Yes.
That it won't be changing every time. But we'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.